It is finally here, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Darren Jacobs, and welcome to Uprising, where this year we will be crowning the first ever Mrs. Money in the Bank, as well as a Mr. Money in the Bank. And we are actually kicking things off with the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match to get things started tonight. And look who is out here first, none other than the leader of the Hive, Barbie Versace. She will lead her team, every single member inside this Money in the Bank ladder match. I don't know how she pulled it off, but she did. And Catherine Albright, she did it pretty cleanly as well. Not much foul play. Can't say the same for Tashley, who won on countout after tossing Shannon halfway up the ramp before getting back in the ring herself. But regardless, she led her team here perfectly. And now her team have the best odds of becoming the Mrs. Money in the Bank for the first time ever here in WIW. Remembering, of course, that the winner of this briefcase will get a title shot of any title of your choosing. That can be the Mayhem Women's Championship or the Fight Night Women's Championship. Or if you wish to step down to Revolution and fight for that title, that is completely up to you. You have free reign over which championship you decide to pick. Well, Barbie Versace is out here first, and someone else who's out here, but to be honest, under quite a surprising circumstance, it is Elliot Rogers. And to be honest, how many of you can honestly say that you thought Elliot Rogers was going to be in this matchup? She hasn't exactly stood out here in WIW as a top star. Really struggled to find the wins, but she's found an important win when it mattered. And could you imagine now she turns her whole career around after this match? Imagine she wins this match and then wins herself an opportunity at the title. Well, of course, we know it's close relations between her and the current Mayhem Women's Champion, Haley Bowen, so maybe she'd take her luck over to Fight Night and go after the Women's Champion, Laura Stables. We'd have to wait and see, but Elliot Rogers, very interestingly enough, managing to make her way in here, and not against easy opposition either. She did it against Leia Rose, who was a tough competitor to deal with. So if she could win this match, it could turn the career of Elliot Rogers in a completely different direction. A life-changing opportunity here presents itself for Elliot Rogers. And now, more making their way down to the ring. All 8 of these women wanting that briefcase, but not many of them know what the taste of gold is like. But here is one woman who definitely does. It is Brooke Danger, and of course not the only Danger family member that we are seeing tonight. In the main event, once again, Alex Wilson will collide with Max Danger for the World Heavyweight Championship in what was surely going to be another classic between the two, because let's face it, when is it never not a classic between these two? But Brooke Danger, the former Fight Night Women's Champion, could only hold it for a month before getting it taken away from her by Laura Stables. And the only other person who knows what that feels like on the Fight Night brand is Shannon Austin, who had the exact same thing happen to her. Brooke Danger, we know she's a tough cookie, and we know that she's had her issues with the Hive over the last couple of weeks. So this would be interesting to see how she deals with it in this high-pressure situation. But for Brooke Danger, if she could cash in that Money in the Bank contract and become a 2-time women's champion, big things are on her horizon. And I'm sure she'd love to get her revenge on Stables and try and get that back. Laura Stables, for everyone on Fight Night, is going to be a high priority target. The 3-time women's champion now has been such a tough cookie to crack. She's been nearly unbeatable at times. Someone who's been trying to crack into the title picture for a long time is Isabella Vega. This time last year, not at this pay-per-view, I believe the pay-per-view before that, she was actually the first challenge for the Women's Championship. Obviously, it was a little later on into that year. The women's division didn't come in until later on in season number 1. But the women's division have definitely shown us their ways and their skills, and Isabella Vega has done that as well, but she just can't seem to reimburse herself into the top of the title picture. If she can find a win here tonight, she is a dangerous threat because not only is she a fantastic grappleist, she's also an expert submissionist. She is a dangerous opponent to have to deal with after you've just had a title match. Or maybe even before you've had your title match. She is a tough person to deal with should she get her hands on the briefcase. And here is the next person who is going to be a very dangerous person, not just because you're just dealing with her, but you're dealing with the whole of the Hive. Tashley is out here now, making her own separate entrance. Tashley, Catherine Albright, and Barbie Versace have been causing little bits of mischief here and there in the Fight Night Women's division, but their goal is clear. Do whatever it takes to get the title off of Laura Stables. It seems to be the goal for most women. But just getting the title away from her and making the women's division their own. And the Hive have been very clever in doing that. So far, they're really, slowly but surely, making sure they have control of the women's division. The fact that 3 of the 4 Fight Night competitors are members of the Hive should tell you all you need to know about the shifting control that Tashley, Catherine Albright, and Barbie Versace have managed to muster. But can one of those 3 women capture the Money in the Bank briefcase? And if the Hive get it, you got to imagine that it's going to be a guarantee that they're going to be able to cash in successfully, because they can just get the other 2 to jump, and then whoever's missed Money in the Bank can make the cash in. It could be literally as simple as that for the Hive, but they've got plenty of dangerous people to deal with. And one of those dangerous people is this woman right here, the woman who, of course, is already guaranteed herself at least a title match with the Mayhem Women's Champion, Haley Bowen, after beating her in the qualifier to get to the Money in the Bank match. But now she wants some assurances. She wants some guarantees that she is going to get a clean Women's Championship opportunity. And the young blood Violet, the woman who won the first Battle Royal last year at Sudden Death to secure the first spot at Insomnia, is making her way out here, and she is ready and eager to fight. Will Violet be able to really make this hers though? In the high pressure situations, she seems to be calm and composed, and she never really struggles, I have to say. Considering the circumstances, she's never been one to struggle in high pressure situations. Usually her biggest issue is getting into those high pressure situations. But there is no bigger stipulation right now than the Money in the Bank ladder match, other than the championship match itself. We'll have to see if she can capture it here tonight. She's never won the Women's Championship, but I'm sure that with the briefcase that she'd be on a very close track to doing so. And the Fight Night women keep rolling out as the 3rd member of the Hive is here, Catherine Albright, who had a fantastic matchup the other day on Fight Night to qualify here against Vicky Valentine. And the Hive and Vicky Valentine, another person who haven't exactly got on with. The Hive have not made many friends because they have been very successful since forming together. They lost their very first match, but I'm pretty sure that is the only match they've lost since they've become a Hive. And Tashley Albright and Versace have been very successful, but now they need to do that where it counts and capture the Money in the Bank briefcase. For Catherine Albright, it's been a long time since she was a relevant championship contender, but lately she has looked incredible. Will she be able to finally turn her luck around and, using the help of the Hive, be able to capture that Money in the Bank contract? And I'm just worried that the Hive will get it. If the Hive get it, that is pretty much a title reign guaranteed to come to an end. I'd imagine that would mean the Fight Night one though, because if they were to cross bands to Mayhem, you can't have the whole team go over there. It'd be too obvious what's going to happen. So it's not like they could sneak attack or plan it strategically. It would be very obvious. The last woman down to the ring, and probably the strongest of the bunch, the Japanese monster, Kava Kaiju. She's had her fair share of cracks at the Women's Champion, but yet to conquer her. But Haley Bowen is the only person that Wwe2K18 has not beaten. Every other woman that she has stepped into the ring with, she has conquered, and pretty much with ease. She very much reminded me of Sandra Piper in her early days. God knows where Sandra Piper is what he's doing today and where she's been. But Sandra Piper, one of the most dominant women ever, she managed to capture the title straight away though. Wwe2K18, she's going to have to find alternative means because there's a Monster Slayer as the champion, and as long as she is, Wwe2K18 is going to need a backup plan to deal with her, as she's struggled to deal with her one-on-one, and this briefcase could be the way to do it. The bell rings, and away we go, and all these women going straight at it. Not going to waste any time. Elliot Rogers, it looks like, is going to curl around straight away and get a ladder. No messing around here tonight. And the objective, of course, is simple. First woman to climb the ladder and capture the briefcase becomes Miss Money in the Bank. And all these women will be making history, whoever captures it. Of course, last year, I believe at this time, there wasn't even a women's division. And that will show you how far these women have come in such a long time. The fact that you all wanted to see this women's Money in the Bank ladder match shows a lot. Look at Kaiju just dominating Albright on the outside. Albright, she's been great over the last couple of weeks, but she has never had to deal with a threat quite like Wwe2K18. And to be honest, not many people have had to deal with that threat. Meanwhile, inside the ring, Tashley and Versace going at each other. Well, I guess it looks like the Hive are very clear that they'll do whatever it takes individually to get the title or the briefcase. And that's fair enough, to be honest. As much as they are working together, they're three individuals who have never held the title. So you can't blame them for being eager and wanting to capture the briefcase themselves. But that's the fact. The fact of the matter is, if all three members of the Hive capture the championship, they are a dangerous team to be dealing with. And right now, Catherine Albright trying to find a way to deal with the monster on the outside. There's Wwe2K18, managing to take it down there with a DDT. Meanwhile, Brooke Danger getting trampled on right now by Elliot Rogers, who's doing a very good job of dealing with Isabella Vega. Oh God, not the stands again. No, exactly what happened last year. Why does everyone feel the need to fight on the ramp? That is not going to help you win a Money in the Bank briefcase. I can personally guarantee you. Oh God, not again. Every single time, and wisely bringing it back into near the ring now. Don't know why they think that taking him out the ramp is going to help the situation, because I'm telling you now, it's not. But now that we have a clear angle again, shoddy camera work, I tell you. I thought we had that fixed after last year. Right now, Elliot Rogers getting rammed into the ring apron pole there by Isabella Vega, who's doing a very good job of handling her right now. Those two have been tussling since the beginning. Meanwhile, Tashley and Versace once again going for each other, but just a simple arm drag takes her out the ring. Leg drag, excuse me. And no one quick to use the ladder yet. Elliot Rogers, the only one who actually picked it up, but dealing with the threat, and right on cue, Wwe2K18 coming in. Oh my God, look at Brooke Danger in the ring. Running haymaker. Beautiful connection. And is she going to follow through with that kick? Oh God, took too long. She thought that Violet would be stunned by that. But she gets taken out with the ladder. And now Violet might as well. She's not paying attention. And Kaiju makes her pay for it. Kaiju, oh, she just threw the ladder on top of her. She had an empty ring. She could have set it up. Oh, look at that. She saw in the ring the woman she's been dealing with the whole match. Look at this. Lifting her up and slamming her down. And I'm telling you now that Versace and Tashley really need to help out Catherine Albright, because she is not doing a very good job of dealing with Wwe2K18. But right now, Tashley and Versace more concerned of fighting each other than concentrating on the goal. Wwe2K18 getting her own revenge by Brooke Danger, who clears the ring now. She has a clean ring. Can Brooke Danger make the climb? She climbs, and she's the first person to do so. Up to the top. Can she capture it? No one's getting to her right now. Tashley sees what's going on. She rushes into the ring. Oh, she's got both members of the Hive surrounding her here. This is dangerous. Albright and Tashley trying to shake her off, but Brooke Danger staying strong at the top of the ladder. Oh, but look at this. Oh, my God. Did you see the impact of both women as Violet tosses them off of the ladder. And Jesus Christ, that did some damage. And Tashley now, with her fellow Hive member down, might be able to set up the ladder here. Oh no! Crashing the ladder to Versace. And clearly Tashley and Versace are not on the same page here, going for each other non-stop. Clearly trying to deal with an obvious threat is Tashley. She knows how dangerous and how talented Barbie Versace can be in the ring. Violet now re-exploding in the ring, getting her revenge on Tashley for tossing her out. Meanwhile, Catherine Albright getting rid of a threat of her own in Barbie Versace. And right now, everybody just trying to get rid of Barbie Versace, but all three Hive members are in the ring. And now Brooke Danger, oh God! And with a swift kick, takes her down and went to do the same to Albright, but Albright caught her taunting. And now look at this, Northern Lights bridging through, looking for the brainbuster, and connects. Meanwhile, Isabella Vega has finally caught a break from dealing with Elliot Rogers, but look at the Hive, straight on the prowl, trying to get rid of him. And look at that, taking out Isabella Vega. Now Barbie Versace, can she set up the ladder? Again, she puts it down, and look at this, trying to push it underneath for the axe kick, but it didn't get underneath in time. And that was a nice bit of teamwork between Albright and Versace, and Albright's going to go straight for the ladder whilst Versace is dealing with Violet, but again, the ladder being used. And I honestly thought the Hive would be working together better than this. They've done nothing but target each other the whole matchup. And Versace at the center of all this assault, because she's just been attacked by both women repeatedly. I don't think she's actually fought anyone else in this matchup. Meanwhile, Rogers, if she wasn't struggling enough, she is now dealing with Keiva Kaiju. That's not going to help her situation. There's a massive leg drop DDT by Barbie Versace, who's trying to deal with other people other than the Hive, but the Hive insistent on taking out Barbie Versace. And I honestly don't know what that's about. Great running knee there by Versace. And Brooke Danger, who seems to be the only one with her head screwed on in this match, was trying to set up again, but she was crashed into there by Versace, it looked like. And Barbie Versace and Brooke Danger, they've collided in the past on numerous occasions. Tashley, she sees she has an open ring. Now she can capitalize. This could be the moment for her. Can she climb? Yes, she can. And look who's on the other side. Perfectly in place is Catherine. Can one of them capture it? No, they're both fighting each other as they have done all night long. All three of the women not willing to work together. But Catherine Albright wins that battle on the top of the ladder. Meanwhile, Violet from behind, trying to stop Catherine Albright from securing it herself. And I think the Hive are going to regret not working together here as a team, because Violet and everybody else involved in this match is going to stop them. Looking for the axe kick now. She kicked the ladder down in the process. And there's the axe kick to Violet. Meanwhile, Kaiju now in the ring. And look at this, Kaiju taking out Violet as well with the ladder. And she's climbing to the top rope is Albright, who was unable to connect. And now Violet getting... Oh my God! Diving elbow to the outside by Isabella Vega, who's currently dealing with Tashley. And look at the strength of Keiva Kaiju. And she has not really struggled in this match, has she, Kaiju? She's just been going around dominating everyone, but she's yet to make the climb. So far, only two women have actually made the climb, and that is Tashley and, of course, Brooke Danger, who's looking set to make the climb again. Kaiju having too much fun beating the crap out of everybody in this ring. She makes the climb. Brooke Danger is up there. And who's going to follow? It looks like Barbie Versace is. Can Barbie Versace knock her down? These two have collided in the past, but neither one of them has been able to get the better of the other. Look at this, just taking the chops like nothing's even happening, and now Kaiju pulls her down. Kaiju wants to deal with this herself. Clearly Versace not capable to do that. And now Kaiju, look at this once again, telling her to just get out the way and let her deal with it. Brooke Danger almost capturing the briefcase there. She's just hanging in midair. Can she still pull it down? No, Versace drags her down with a powerbomb. These women really are doing everything they can to win this matchup. The Hive have been tearing each other apart all night, which is ridiculous because I thought if anyone was going to work as a team in this match, it would have been the Hive. But the Hive have been set on doing this themselves. Meanwhile, Violet, look at this. What's Violet doing here? Begging her to get up to her feet. Oh, and a cutter. Draping down on her. And Versace rolls out, but she rolls out with the ladder, preventing Violet from making the climb. And that was very nice indeed. Meanwhile, Elliot Rogers, who's actually in the ring for the first time, squaring off with the former women's champion. And I believe Brooke Danger is actually the only person in this ring to be a women's champion. Keiva Kaiju, of course, winning the Road to Glory Season 2. Close enough. There's a beautiful drop kick by Elliot Rogers. And once again, Catherine Albright just can't seem to get away from this. Is getting beaten down once again by Keiva Kaiju. And now Kaiju, look at this. Oh, and a big slam down, planting Violet. And there's the leg drop to Brooke Danger. And Elliot Rogers, all of a sudden, really starting to show herself in this match. She has shown herself over the last couple of weeks in the qualifier and the build-up. And now Elliot Rogers is looking like a credible threat. Another ladder coming into play by Kaiju, but looks like Isabella Vega and Violet were working on her there, making sure that she wasn't getting into this. And this has been one hell of a match so far. All these women pushing each other to the very limit in order to capture the briefcase. And every time someone climbs, it looks like they're getting closer and closer, but no one's been able to do it yet. There's ladders everywhere in this ring, but yet not one is set up to make the climb. Rogers, though, maybe she'll do that. Maybe she'll make the climb. Currently using the ladder to try and deal with Brooke Danger and Bobby Versace, taking her out there, and she kicks the other ladder out of the way. Not wanting anyone to double-cross her and climb the ladder herself. Rogers now with a 3-ring. Tashley quick to the spot and noticed it. Can Rogers grab it now? She saw Tashley climbing, but it wasn't able to stop her in time. Tashley throws it down. And now look at this. Tashley, she can get this here. A clean ring. Vega climbing. Can she capture it? No. Vega's got her. And one after the other, these women trying to stop the person on top, and the chops not working. And Tashley could throw another one off. And she does. On top of Rogers. And now Albright sees Tashley up there trying to toss her the ladder away, and she does. And that could have been Tashley's moment. She managed to dispose of Elliot Rogers. She then tossed Isabella Vega on top of Elliot Rogers. But she couldn't capture it. The Hive, once again, not willing to work together to capture the Money in the Bank briefcase. Oh, Kaiju! If making matters worse for Isabella Vega. And right now, Catherine Albright and Tashley fighting over the ladder. Tashley wins that exchange, and now going straight after Isabella Vega, who's taken more than her fair share of punishment in this matchup, and gets hit with a sunset flip. 2 ladders on the outside in perfectly powerful positions to hurt someone. Tashley once again can make the climb. No one at all. Did you see what Versace just did to Albright? Jesus Christ. And now a 3-ring. Rogers realizes and sprints back in. Is that going to be enough to make the save, though? She climbs to stop it. Kaiju trying to push both of them down, but it's just too much mass on top of the ladder. Rogers and Tashley both hanging on by a thread as Vega takes one down. Kaiju takes one down, and Vega couldn't take down Tashley. And now Tashley once again can make the climb. I can't see what's happening now. What the hell is going on? We're getting further and further away from the action. This cameraman is useless. I can't see what's going on. And someone's on the ramp, that's why, for God's sake, come on. Someone might be winning the match and I can't see it. This is ridiculous, come on. Get back to the ring, there we go. Oh God, remind me to sack this cameraman afterwards. Well, I have no idea what just happened there, but the only person in the ring right now is Keiva Kaiju. And now Brooke Danger once again. Climbing the ladder potentially. She's going to set it up. And now she has a free ring. That briefcase has been loosened quite a bunch. It could take nothing more than a shrug at this point to bring it down. Versace clears the ring for Kaiju. Of Kaiju. And now Brooke's trying to get it. Versace trying to take it down. But it's to no avail. Brooke Danger is the first ever Mrs. Money in the Bank. A huge victory for her here. And the Hive made to pay for not working together on this one. Kaiju taken out of the ring by Versace. She didn't want She knew that the ladder was getting taken down, and she wanted the briefcase to end up in her, and she tried to stop Brooke Danger from taking it and try to stop her from climbing, but it was to no avail. The first Danger family victory of the night, and they'll be hoping that's the first of many. But a huge victory for for Brooke Danger here tonight. She becomes the first ever women's Money in the Bank winner. An incredible performance from Brooke Danger here tonight. And now Laura Stables, who has already pissed her off one too many times, needs to worry, because it looks like she may be coming back for that women's championship here sooner than she thought. But will she be able to cash it in, and will we be looking at a two-time women's champion? We'll have to wait and see how she plans to do it. But a huge win for your new Miss Money in the Bank, Brooke Danger. Let's move on down the rest of the card. Well, what a huge victory for Brooke Danger. And Danger family momentum continues to build. Hopefully that'll correlate for Max in the case of the Danger family. We'll have to wait and see how that one goes in the main event. But next up tonight is a very huge and important matchup. And it is for the Mayhem Tag Team Championships. And the first team down to the ring is the Chaos Twins. If you haven't been following the story since for a little while, let me get you back up to speed. Basically what happened was at the last pay-per-view, it was the Linebacks versus the Death Ninjas versus the Wolfpac versus one other team that I can't remember off the top of my head right now. League of Gods, that's the one. And they all faced off for the Mayhem and Fight Night Tag Team Championships. And in that match, Coach Wilson was the man to make the climb and capture both titles. And of course, no one even knew he was going to be in the match. He wasn't supposed to be in the match. And that pissed off a lot of people. But the general manager made it clear that since you keep getting involved, you can defend the title next time out. So tonight, Coach Wilson and only one member of the Linebacks will compete in this ring. And if they lose the titles, Coach Wilson will lose his job. So he has to defend his job tonight, as well as help retain the titles for his team. It's a heavy price to pay, but he made the most of it. And he took advantage of the fact that he knew he was possibly getting fired, as he hit the general manager a few weeks ago, kicking him in the balls and attacking him as well. And now most people, I'd say at his age, would be scared to step in the ring. But look at this man. Coach Wilson has no fear. That is one thing that has been made abundantly clear over the last couple of weeks, as he leads out the Mayhem Tag Team Champions Kazarian Zander and Patrick Green, otherwise known as the Linebacks. I don't know which one of the two is stepping into the ring tonight with Coach Wilson. All I know is that Coach Wilson has to be one of them. Coach Wilson has led the Linebacks to 3 Mayhem Tag Team Championships in their career. And they went off the radar for a little while after losing the Tag Team Championships to the League of Gods. Of course, Coach Wilson had not recovered by that point after being beaten down by the Wolfpac. And he had a little bit of a beating on the last episode of Mayhem by the Wolfpac as well. But tonight, Coach Wilson, stepping in the ring for the first time as the legal man, has to step up for his team, or they will lose the Mayhem Tag Team Championships, and he will lose his job. Tremendous amounts of pressure here tonight for Coach Wilson and the Linebacks. The Linebacks in a 2v2, they're dangerous enough, but even they lost to the Chaos Twins earlier on this month. The Chaos Twins have been on a roll since becoming #1 contenders, and the former Fight Night Tag Team Champions could become another team to the list of teams who have won both tag team titles. The Chaos Twins, Jason and Tyler, the Cape Town, South Africa Twins, have been a fantastic team, but they have struggled to capture the gold. Tonight, a big opportunity presents themselves as they are facing with a huge advantage. And it looks like Patrick Green is going to be the man who's facing with Coach Wilson. And it wouldn't surprise me if we see Patrick Green doing the majority of the work. We do know that under the orders of the general manager, as a slight bit of revenge, I'd say, Coach Wilson has to start the match. Coach Wilson has to start the match, This is a lot of pressure for the Linebacks, but will they be able to take advantage? Kazari and Xander being the man standing on the outside watching on, but we will have to wait and see what Coach Wilson brings to the table. The Mayhem Tag Team Championships and Coach Wilson's job is on the line here tonight. And the bell rings, and away we go. And it doesn't look like Wilson was willing to listen to the general manager, as Patrick Green has started us off. And you'll notice that Coach Wilson's relationship with the general manager has become worse and worse, increasingly over the last couple of weeks. A big slam down. And that is because of the fact that his job's on the line. So Coach Wilson believes he doesn't have to listen to the general manager right now. And Green, I wouldn't be surprised if Green does try to do all of this on his own. Patrick Green, a very tough competitor, dropped on the rope there. And, of course, Coach Wilson, we don't know how well he's going to do in the ring. He's not exactly built for this. His job was to lead the Linebacks to championship success, and that is very much what he's done. Already 3-time Mayhem Tag Team Champions. First tag of the match is made, and in comes Tyler. And that's the thing. That doesn't help him either way. If Coach Wilson comes in, who hasn't wrestled in a very long time, God knows even if he was a wrestler, he was supposed to just be a football coach. American football coach, that is. So God knows if he's even capable of this, but he has made it clear he'll kick anyone in the balls, so maybe that's the secret weapon here tonight. I have no idea what the plan is for the Linebacks, but knowing the Linebacks like I do, they always have something up their sleeves. Look at Green! Slamming him down again. For Green, if he's in a 2-on-1 handicap situation, that's going to make things difficult, but maybe not impossible. One lineback, it's enough to take down half the Mayhem roster at times on their best day. But right now, he's going to need all the help he can get. Jason and Tyler are hungry challengers for this Mayhem Tag Team Championship. Of course, Coach Wilson, should he lose his job here tonight, could be making bitter enemies. And Wilson trying to shake Tyler Chaos off the rape apron. Oh, and that's a direct low blow. How is the referee not calling the match there? Well, I mean, champion's advantage dictates that the Linebacks would keep their championship, but Coach Wilson would lose his job because he lost the match. It's not about retaining the championships, it's about losing the match. Which means that oh my God! A chop with so much power that he actually bounced back off the ropes, and Wilson wants in. Coach Wilson is in. What is Wilson going to be able to do? He's begging him to get up, and he sees that he's down and taking advantage. Can Coach Wilson provide some offense here? Look at this. There's a suplex by Coach Wilson. And he's going to want to try and keep him isolated. Tyler Chaos, the legal man right now. Jason calling for the tag. Coach Wilson is here. And oh God, he tried to take advantage while he was down. What's he going to do when Tyler is standing up? Tyler, overhead belly to belly. And did you see how much damage that one did to him? Tag is made, and back in comes Jason. Wilson back to his feet, and oh, there's an uppercut. Both went for it. Wilson was able to score it. And Wilson just getting a few hits, taste of what it feels like to take a bump, and he leaves. And that was a big bump. He took that overhead belly to belly, set him halfway across the ring. A very hard-hitting affair here early on in this matchup. Hurricane Rana there by Jason. And Wilson straight away wants back in, and Wilson is in. What can Wilson do now? Oh God, that's not going to help. That's not going to help. Tilt-a-whirl slam ran right into that one. Big rookie mistake there by Coach Wilson, and surely he of all people should know better than that. In a bad spot now as the Chaos Twins have taken control. Green unable to do much against Jason and Tyler, who are doing great tag team work, and Coach Wilson is struggling to do much of anything with his lack of in-ring experience. There's an exploder suplex. Wilson now though. Oh, look at this, using every cheap tactic he can think of to keep himself alive in this match. Needs to make a tag. Will he get Green in? Look at this, just choking trash in the corner, right in his face, and he does make the tag. Back in comes Patrick Green, and look at the teamwork here between Wilson and Green. Big diving crossbody. And surprisingly, Wilson doing very well with working with Green. He only comes in for a little while, takes a little bit of offense, and then leaves again. But right now, Jason and Tyler in thorough control. And Wilson, as you've seen, can't really do much about it. Green essentially is going to have to do this one on his own if he wants to get this one done. Green is not doing very well, but he is starting to get some offense in. Jason and Tyler have felt the power of the Linebacks before. They haven't exactly had success, but the Chaos Twins know how big of an opportunity this is. We're trying to set up for the running haymaker, but he's caught his arm on his way to the run-up. Very nicely done there. And now Jason Chaos and Tyler Chaos have a huge opportunity to take advantage. There's a spear in the corner and follows through with the overhead belly-to-belly suplex. Beautifully done by Tyler. And now the Chaos Twins in prime position to do something. Maybe looking for a super kick, or maybe get one of them to get the Chaos to Chaos. Green is down right now, and this is not helping the situation at all. Look at this. Oh, and a splash to the back. That's definitely not going to help the Green situation. Green now just trying to fight on, trying to survive. He knows Wilson isn't going to be much help, and he's already proven that. Wilson taking a few cheap shots here and there, but he hasn't done much. Now Wilson is back in. Green needs a rest, and I guess that's all Wilson's here for, to make sure that those rests are taken. But Wilson not exactly doing a great job of holding his own. Right now, look at this. Wrenching away, submission hold applied. Wilson, how much of this can he actually take? He's not exactly in his prime. But look at that, flips out into a cover, and a well kicked out there by Jason. Wilson able to break out of it there and almost stumble into the cover. Wilson again with a cheap shot to the eyes. And look at this, looking for a DDT. Flipped into a Northern Lights, into the cover. Wilson able to kick out. Big mistake there by Coach Wilson. Went for the DDT and was unable to capitalize. And now in the corner, even worse position here for Wilson. His career could be over. Chaos to Chaos. And into the cover. Is this enough? I don't think anyone's saving him. Up and Wilson kicks. And now look at this, trying to go for the cover again. But this time Green, disposing of his partner, gets the save. What the hell just happened? How did Wilson just kick out? Coach Wilson, a man who has never wrestled professionally, just managed to kick out of Chaos to Chaos, and not many people have actually done that. Oh dear, no. No, Wilson is in trouble, not like this. Olympic slam! Avalanching off the top rope. Do you hear that music? What the hell are they doing here? Right as the Chaos Twins are about to win. Oh, wait a minute, look at this. Wilson taking advantage of the distraction. DDT. Wilson straight into the cover, hoping that's enough. Is it gonna be? Wilson's done it. Wilson retains. He took advantage of the distraction and landed perfectly placed DDT. But why did Justice just help the Linebacks to distract? What the hell was all that about? Justice, then they're now getting into the ring, and oh no, look at this. To the Chaos Twins. Oh, Executioner. Why the hell have Justice just help the Linebacks win? The Linebacks right now just watching on as Justice taking him out. Coach Wilson has walked away from the situation. He's given enough in this match, it looks, but right now, Lachlan and AD Nathaniel taking out the Chaos Twins. And it now looks like the Linebacks, they're going to get in on the fun as well. Oh, look at that, taking him out. And still they're trying to fight back. Still, they are trying to get somewhere and escape maybe. Help each other out, but it's just not going to happen. Justice and the Linebacks ambushing the Chaos Twins, and they not only retain the titles, but they also keep Wilson's job alive, and now beating him down, making the Chaos Twins pay for everything. Oh no, on top of one already. Oh, takes down the other one on the slam as he hits his back on the apron. What the hell's just happened? Lachlan, AD Nathaniel And the Linebacks have just taken out the Chaos Twins as the Linebacks retain the Mayhem Tag Team Championships. And listen to the boos from the crowd. They are not happy in the slightest. Ladies and gentlemen, I have absolutely no idea what's going on, but that does not look good for anyone. Wilson keeps his job, and the Mayhem Tag Team titles stay around the waist of the Linebacks. We do have to move on down the card, but I don't like where this is heading. Let's move on down the rest of the card. Well, that was insane. I have absolutely no idea what has just happened. The Linebacks and Justice just destroyed the Chaos Twins, and I guess that they've retained the titles in the process. Coach Wilson able to keep his job alive. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea what's just happened there, but it doesn't look good. We do have to move on now to another very potentially brutal match. The Cruiserweight Championship on the line, and out first is Murica. If you haven't been following to this point, let me get you up to speed. A few months ago, El Chico became #1 contender to face for the Cruiserweight Championship. And in the build-up to that, Jake Griffiths, the Cruiserweight Champion at the time, unmasked him. Now, El Chico did manage to get his revenge on this man, the man who's wearing his mask right now, Jake Griffiths, by taking away the championship from him. But it came at the price of him turning on his friends, like in his fellow luchadors like Murica, and deciding that he was now going to be called by his real name, BJ Kids, believing that nobody respected him, and the only reason anyone cares about him now is because he is holding the championship. Very fickle way to look at things for what was once a very popular superstar here in WIW. But this man, Jake Griffiths, after losing to Murica in a masked versus match, masked versus title match, I guess. They faced off and he lost, which means that his rematch now has to be a triple threat match. Jake Griffiths hasn't exactly had problems in multi-man Cruiserweight Championship matches in the past, but the two-time Cruiserweight Champion has been dethroned, and for the first time in WIW is in serious jeopardy of being no longer a threat to the Cruiserweight Champion. But that's if he can knock him off again here tonight. But the question is, will he be able to retain on his very first night as Cruiserweight Champion? It's going to be tough. We haven't seen much of him since he won it. Maybe that's selectiveness, only turning up where he needs to. But the current Cruiserweight Champion, BJ Kids, is here. Only the third man to hold the Cruiserweight Championship. Of course, Jake Griffiths before him, as well as the first ever champion that was the man that is Oliver Regem. Still wearing Starboy across his chest, and maybe Chico is still in there somewhere, but BJ Kids, a very different monster in itself. And we will have to wait and see if he can get the job done here tonight and retain his title. But he's definitely turned over a new leaf. And maybe it's for the better and maybe it's for the worse. I mean, it might be better for his wrestling because now he's on a mean streak. But it's not going to be better for him. I can see this ending badly for him if he carries on with this attitude. But El Chico was always one of the top wrestlers in the company without achieving much. But BJ Kids is a Cruiserweight Champion, and this is his first official match since becoming the Cruiserweight Champion. And it's a tough one, that is to say the least. He actually had a hand in the fact that it was a triple threat. Of course, traditional triple threat rules, no disqualifications, and the Cruiserweight Championship is on the line in this intense matchup situation. I have no idea which way this one is going to go, but I can't wait to see who walks out the new Cruiserweight Champion. The bell rings, and away we go. And I just realized I said the new Cruiserweight Champion, implying that the champ won't retain. Straight away, Jake Griffiths going after the Murica. Maybe just trying to get him out of the way so that BJ Kids and him can just collide. And BJ Kids right now just working out what he's going to do. Of course, Jake Griffiths has been very dominant in the Cruiserweight division right now. He's taking on both of them. And Murica, like I say, was helped out last week by BJ Kids to get involved in this matchup. But the question is, what's their friendship like? Are they actually still friends? Does El Estrella Chico still lurk inside BJ Kids somewhere? I don't know, but right now his only goal, his only thing on his mind is to retain the championship. And Murica's not got off to a great start here, but now they are going to work together here for a step up in Seguri to Jake Griffiths. And look at that, immediately Murica going to go after the champ. Murica claimed he did this, all of this, to try and get his friends back. He said he doesn't believe that he said he doesn't think that he's doing this for the title. But let's be honest, he wouldn't be here if he didn't want to be a champion. So he's lying to himself if that's what he has to tell himself. But does he have good intentions? I don't know. Maybe he does have pure intentions, of course. He tried to make peace with John Cutter, but that didn't end up working. He ended up being an absolute psycho, as we saw later on down the line. Now Murica re-exploding into the ring and showing off that luchador style. BJ Kids has come out openly and said that Murica's not a real luchador. Just because you put on a mask doesn't make you one. And that, I guess, is true to a sense, but it's not about where you come from. It's not a race issue, I swear. And into the cover, is this enough to retain? Murica's going to get the shoulder up. And Jake Griffiths right now just going to let these two former friends fight it out. They may have been on different brands, and that's why they may not have been quite chummy with each other, but Murica has very much considered him as a friend. And once again, Jake Griffiths gets slammed down. And now Jake Griffiths rolls out of harm's way. But it doesn't look like harm's way is going to be avoided here for Murica. Tossed out the ring. And look at the right now, BJ Kids, the Cruiserweight champion, looks ready to fly and show exactly why he is the Cruiserweight champion. Tope Suicida. Beautifully done. Murica planting him, getting planted and continuing to get beaten down on the outside with an exploder. Remember, they can stay out here for as long as they like. No countouts, no disqualification. Oh, God. No, no. Look at this. Oh, what a jump. Maximum height on the elbow drop. And I thought maybe he was considering the 630 senton on the outside. Decided against it. Now BJ Kids dealing with Jake Griffiths. And Griffiths is struggling here to slow him down. BJ Kids is on a roll. Jake Griffiths now in a vulnerable situation as he's tossed back in the ring. Murica's not going to be able to save him either. If BJ Kids can find a finishing touch, he might be able to put him away here. Jake Griffiths not going to let that happen. What a headbutt! Beautifully planted down, and that set him up perfectly. Could take it here. Bunny hop! Bunny hop! Plants down the champion straight into the cover. Is Murica going to save it? He is. But we were a second away from crowning a new Cruiserweight champion. Blatant eye rake, but it's all legal, no disqualifications. Murica now. With BJ Kids down, can he take advantage? Sees him in the corner and lands the clubbing forearm. And now he's going to try and pin the champion. Murica become the new Cruiserweight champion. It's a 1 count. And unfortunately for him there, he couldn't get the job done. Right now, just trying to wear down BJ Kids a bit more. Trying to take advantage of the down champ, and now might be able to steal the Cruiserweight Championship right from him. Can he find the moonsault? Or the moon stomp, I guess. No, he's waiting for him to get up, and instead going to land a Hurricane Rana perfectly. Picture perfect, and now a standing moonsault to add to it, but back in comes Jake Griffiths, who gets him straight up on the shoulders, but unable to contain him as he drops him straight back down. This is brilliant work so far from all three of these men. Jake Griffiths right now, the one who's struggling the most. Spanish fly there by Murica. And now Murica, look at this, going to roll through sunset flip. Doesn't bridge into the cover, interestingly enough, but Jake Griffiths dealt with again. Jake Griffiths, I don't think, was expecting this much of competition. He's never had to deal with these two at the same time. And I guess maybe that's the issue, I don't know. But he is struggling. And now sent to the corner. Maybe looking for that super kick in the corner. Couldn't get it. BJ Kidd's just going to let these two fight it out. Only for a second, though. As he lands a neck breaker to Murica and gets rid of him. Jake Griffiths tried to capitalize. But El Estrella Chico, or BJ Kids, I need to get used to calling that. BJ Kids says no. And now BJ Kids sends him to the corner. Dangerous position for Jake Griffiths. He manages to escape, though. Shot from behind. If he could probably land one more bunny hop, that could do the trick. Oh, no. Not again. With his own move. Bunny hop drills him down onto the apron. And that's what won in the Cruiserweight Championship. Is that going to be enough to get the Cruiserweight title retained? 2 count. And El Estrella Chico, as he was formerly known. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Salida del Sol planting down the Cruiserweight Champion. And the crowd going nuts for El Murica. Into the cover. No roll break to save the champ. Didn't need it. It's been a crazy start to things here at Uprising, and it might get even crazier as El Murica goes to the top. Might become the Cruiserweight Champion right now. There's the foot stomp. Diving foot stomp from the top. Into the cover. Jake Griffiths in nowhere's land to save it. Oh! And El Murica almost became the Cruiserweight Champion. And now trying to stay on top of the champ. He knows it's going to take a lot to keep his former best friend down. Maybe they are best friends, or maybe they were just friends, who knows. But like I say, we never really got to see their relationship, as they were always on separate brands. And now look at this, Jake Griffiths waiting for El Murica to get back to his feet. And looks like Jake Griffiths is going to get to do what he wants. Diving moonsault off the apron. And BJ Kids was willing to just let that happen, but Jake Griffiths had other ideas. Jake Griffiths, this is his contractual rematch clause. If he loses this match, it could be him out of the title picture for quite some time. There's a step up in Seguri on the outside. And now taking a very vulnerable Cruiserweight Champion back into the ring. If he can find maybe one more bunny hop to put him down and count him out, that could be the end of it. Estrella Chico try to use the bunny hop against him. And now look at this, try to set him up for the bunny hop again. This time not being allowed to. This time followed through into the pellet kick. Straight into the cover, but he didn't see El Murica re-entering the matchup. And oh, El Murica was almost hit with the clothesline, but he tosses BJ Kids to the outside. And everybody is down except El Murica, but look at him. He is hurt, but he stares at his former best friend on the outside in discomfort. And maybe he does have the best intentions here in this matchup. Maybe he is just here to try and help his friend, but he might want to keep his eye on the prize, because his opponent's getting up. Northern Lights bridging through into the cover. Is this going to be enough for him to steal it? It's a 2. And that momentary stare, and you could see that there is at least some intention of trying to save his best friend. Griffiths getting caught taunting here and rolled through into the cover and having to be broken up there by BJ Kids, who I don't think El Murica saw from behind him. And now looking for the suplex, connects perfectly, and now can capitalize here as BJ Kids slams him down. Samoan driver and straight into the cover. Is this going to be enough to get rid of El Murica? It's a 2. A very competitive Cruiserweight Championship matchup between these three. All of them pushing each other to the limits and beyond. But who is going to get the job done? BJ Kidd thinks he can get it done here on the former champion. 2 count. All three of these men pushing each other as far as they can go. But who's going to get the final touch? Looking for the bunny hop. One more time to the champ. Drills him down head first and into the cover. Is El Murica going to be able to get in time to break it up? Oh, just keeping the match alive there. But straight in. Oh, look at that. Was going for a Ushigoroshi there, it looked. Well flipped out by El Murica. Unable to capitalize on it, though. He's sent into the corner. Well countered. Big shot to the back. But again, unable to counter. And now look at this. Swinging neck breaker by the Cruiserweight Champion. And now playing to the crowd. But the crowd, much mixed reaction. They remember the man he used to be, as well as the man that he is right now. Into the cover. Is that going to be enough to retain? It's a 2 again. No one is going home without a fight in this matchup. El Murica trying to keep himself alive here. There's an arm drag taking down the Cruiserweight Champion. And now Jake Griffiths from behind might be able to capitalize here. Whilst the champion rolls out of harm's way, El Murica's driven down. Jake Griffiths, you can see he's hurt, he's tired. The toll that he's had on this match, he's already been hit with 2 of his own finisher, but now might be able to steal it here. Or what's this? What's he thinking here? Oh, just tosses him into the air with that slam and straight into the cover. I don't think BJ Kidd's going to save it. He does, though. The speed of the Cruiserweight Champion. Oh, and he's just hit the ref. And BJ Kids was hiding behind the referee to avoid the hit. And it worked to perfection. And now can capitalize as he drills his head into the apron. Now, look at this, mocking Jake Griffiths. Jake Griffiths getting assaulted here. And there's another Pele kick. Straight into the cover. Is that going to be enough to capture the Cruiserweight Championship? No! Jake Griffiths able to get the shoulder up. And Murica was desperately trying to crawl to break it up as well. Maybe he got a touch, I don't know, but it didn't look like it. And now being sent to the corner. Murica, though, going to try and take Jake Griffiths out of the equation. If he can, spins him around. Trying to go for a German suplex, it looked. Countered again, this time by the former Cruiserweight champion. And let's just counter after counter. But Murica capitalizes, and now he's left alone with the current Cruiserweight champion. Big kick to the jaw. Can he capitalize? Gets him up on the shoulders. Looking for detonation kick. Plants him down, and now to the top for what would certainly be the end of this match. 6:30 senton. Took full advantage of the empty ring, one-on-one, straight into the cover. And is that going to be enough to retain? Jake Griffiths somehow gets into the ring in time. And now look at this swinging neck breaker. And I thought for certain that was it. That was the retaining of the title. But Jake Griffiths refused to let it happen. He's hit with the Pele kick now. Is that enough to retain the title? It is. BJ Kids wipes everyone out of the ring. And he retains the Cruiserweight Championship in a triple threat match. An impressive victory, not only wiping out Murica with the 6:30 senton, but with one last vicious Pele kick to the jaw. He took out the man that was his challenger, and now that's it for Jake Griffiths. He's no longer in championship contention for the Cruiserweight Championship. What happens next? I have no idea. But look at this man, BJ Kids. He has turned over a new leaf, a vicious one at that. And he doesn't care who he hurts in the process, as long as he walks out with the title. And he has done tonight in spectacular fashion. BJ Kids retains the Cruiserweight Championship. But the question is now, what's next for the Cruiserweight division? Will someone be able to step up to the plate and take on BJ Kids? I have absolutely no idea, but I guess we'll have to find out soon. It is time to move on down the rest of the card. Well, that was an interesting match, and what a start it has been to this pay-per-view. Everyone really pushing everyone to the limit here, and that will continue here as we will be crowning new Fight Night Tag Team Champions. In this vacant title match, a guaranteed champion will be crowned as the conclusion of the tag team tournament begins. First team down to the ring, the team who beat every single competitor in this tournament, KO Oxley and Carter James, making their way down to the ring for what is their first ever 2v2 attempt at the tag team championships. They have worked really, really hard to get to this point. For as long as they've been together, they have been hunting down these tag team championships, and now they are just one match away from capturing the tag team championships. Will they be able to do it? Oxley and James, they have bonded together so well as of late. They're becoming more and more of a stronger team every day. But can they beat one of the strongest teams that have ever appeared in WIW? Stephen Thomas and David Lees are here, otherwise known as the Wolfpac. 3-time Fight Night Tag Team Champions, looking to make it 4 tonight. And what will be their 5th title in total, of course, with the Mayhem Tag Team Championship also to their collection. They could be the first people in WIW history to hold 5 different championship reigns. The only one who's come close to that, of course, Aaron Albright, who has a chance to make it 5 world championships later on tonight as he takes on Brad Skeens, the leader of the Justice Movement. But the Wolfpac are here and rocking some new merchandise, it looks like. Just like Oxley and James, everybody rocking out some new merchandise here tonight, showing off the shirts that they've brought down to the ring. But this is going to be one hell of a tag team match. Two teams who have been waiting for this opportunity to face each other for tag team championship. Who is going to be able to walk out the winner here tonight? The bell rings, and away we go. Tag team titles are on the line, and David and Steve straight in there. Oh, look at that. Went for the DDT, instead bridged through into the Northern Lights. Trying to score this one early, and he couldn't get it. And Oxley and James have only ever had one attempt at the Fight Night Tag Team Championships. That was, of course, in the final conflict, Four Corners Tag Team match that main evented that show. It was elimination. Oxley and James, I believe, actually came down to the last. Oxley, I believe, went the distance. He was eliminated by JW Cashman, and that left Alex Wilson to finish the job against him, and that led to the Wolfpac retaining on that night. And we'll see what the Wolfpac can do here tonight. Every single Wolfpac member is in action. These are the first of it, and straight in with the tag. In comes Oxley and James. And straight away landing the double knees and bringing them up and down. And with the momentum, definitely is Oxley and James. They've won every match in this tournament, including beating the Wolfpac, which is no easy feat. Just ask Oxley and James, who have very much struggled to do it in the past. But Oxley and James had a huge opportunity here tonight to capture their first ever tag team success. Their first ever goal. It's been incredible for them this year. Not only winning the tag team tournament, but of course also earlier on in the year securing a world championship #1 contenders match at the very first pay-per-view. That was Resurrection. They have definitely been a team to be reckoned with here in WIW. And today, I'm sure they're going to make sure that it is no different. Now wearing down the leg here of Stephen Thomas as he gets tagged in for the first time in this matchup. And of course, they had to take the long road to get here. The Wolfpac, they definitely had to struggle because they had to deal with the threat of Oxley and James. Not of Oxley and James. They've had to deal with the threat of Bolton and Hart, who seem to be unified together to try and take the titles out of the Wolfpac's hand and into the hands of their own. They were unable to beat the Wolfpac, though, in that final matchup. And unfortunately for them, couldn't do much about it. But Oxley and James, off to a great start here. And the Wolfpac managed to knock off Bolton and Hart to get past this stage. They managed to beat the Death Ninjas as well. The question is, who will get the job done? The Wolfpac have the experience. They've had the tag team title history. And they are no stranger to holding these belts. But will that help them here tonight, or will a new era begin at the hands of Oxley and James? Tag is made, back in comes David, and Carter James is going to get crushed into the corner with the double team, and straight up onto the shoulders for a Samoan drop. Beautiful sequence there from the Wolfpac. And look at that, trying to reach for the tag. He's nowhere near enough distance. Maybe a package pile driver here. No, instead of powerbomb position, and has him set up in the corner. Maybe going to drop him down. Right on top, he does. And now all of a sudden the Wolfpac turning the tide. And that is the thing with the Wolfpac. They can take a hit. They have proven that over the years. Of course, the Wolfpac could have a clean sweep tonight. They could become Fight Night Tag Team Champions. They could also capture the Money in the Bank briefcase and retain the World Heavyweight Championship. And they would look more dominant than they've ever done. There's the package pile driver on the knee. And that wasn't the full one, because we know the full one is coming now. All of a sudden, the Wolfpac ready to put this one away. Looking for it. There it is. Sleeping with the walls and straight into the cover. But straight away, KO Oxley makes the save and gets out of harm's way before Stephen could take him out. Well, Oxley and James now on the back foot after such an impressive start. But now playing to the crowd. Is he going to tag out here? I think they just talked it over and he's decided he's got one more move left in him before making the tag, and it's a flapjack. Will now he make that tag? I don't know. Instead, look at this. Trying to fire himself up here. Oxley cheering him on. Wanted the tag, he didn't get it, but takes him down there. And all of a sudden, Carter James re-exploding to life in this matchup. And has him down on the apron. Now going to wear away at the legs here of Stephen. Tag team titles on the line. These two teams will do whatever it takes, including a Northern Lights bridging into the cover and only get to the one. One team who has never held it, and the other team could hold it for a historic 4 times. And now look at this teamwork here. Can they get the finishing touch here? Double back breaker. And the backbreakers do a great job there. Straight into the cover, but David straight away makes the save. Much needed. Oh, God, look at this. Oh, and there's a suplex, and out goes David. And now Oxley and James left alone with Stephen in the ring. Will they be able to capitalize now on the fact that no one's there to help Stephen Thomas out? There's a backbreaker. Taking him down, and he goes straight into the cover. Is this it's going to be all it takes to win it here? They've done it! They've done it! Oxley and James have conquered the Wolfpac. They are your new tag team champions. Absolutely unbelievable. I thought things were going to go south for them when that that sleeping with the walls connected. But Oxley and James turned the tide around in this match, and they managed to find a way. And that double backbreaker leading into the end of the lumbar check wins them the tag team titles. A long, hard year of trying, but they finally have done it. They've finally captured the tag team titles. Oh, but look at this! Their celebrations getting ruined. No! What is with the tag team divisions? They are completely out of control. Oxley and James getting taken out by Bolton and Hart, who are making it clear they still have every intention of coming after the tag team championships on Fight Night. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Oxley and James are your winners. And it looks like Bolton and Hart wasted no time to let them know that they believe they are the next contenders for the titles. Let's move on down the rest of the card. Well, the celebrations ruined, maybe so, yes, but at least they are, for the first time in their career, tag team champions. Congratulations, Oxley and James. And what that situation with Bolton and Hart is going to be about, that's probably about the titles. We'll have to see where that leads us. But we next move on to the six-pack challenge for the Hardcore Championship. And the first person out here, someone we've already seen once already tonight, is Lachlan. AD Nathaniel, of course, losing his rematch course for the Hardcore Championship. And that is how that whole Hardcore fiasco happened. Lachlan managing to pick it up backstage after taking out, I believe, Soulman Akira. I think it was Soulman Akira. So much happened that night. I don't know, but every single person in this ring has been a Cruiserweight champion, and they are all cashing in their rematches here tonight in this six-pack challenge. Well, earlier on tonight, we saw Justice helping out the Linebacks to keep Wilson's job and to retain the Tag Team Championship, which is interesting considering Justice already have gone after the Tag Team Championships before, and they faced the Linebacks before. They weren't exactly friends then. I have no idea what's changed since then. But Lachlan tonight has a huge opportunity to win back the Hardcore Championship for Justice. But here's someone who wants to win it back as well. The man who won his first ever championship that night. Unfortunately, he couldn't hold it for very long. It was Soulman Akira who managed to win that title. I believe Lachlan was the man who took it from him. But tonight he is here in this six-pack challenge, hoping to get it back. If you don't know the rules of the six-pack challenge, pretty simple. All 6 men are in the ring at the exact same time, and the winner is the last man standing. But instead of over the top rope, it is pinfall or submission only. The last man standing in the ring who hasn't been pinned or submitted wins the matchup. It's going to be one hell of a matchup. Remember, every single person here has won the Hardcore Championship, no matter how little their reign was or how long their reign was. And of course, they're all fighting tonight for that Hardcore Championship, which is going to be, it's going to be an interesting one. The last six-pack challenge we did was actually, I believe, for the European Championship, all the way back at the very first pay-per-view of Resurrection, and that was won in the end by Jace, who became the first ever European champion. Jace, of course, no longer with us, but a name that's very much missed. Who can walk out the winner of the six-pack challenge? Someone else who managed to finally capture gold after winning the Hardcore Championship. Someone who's pretty much perfect for the Hardcore division, to say at the very least. It is the ultimate PJ McNair, who has been very successful since switching to the Ultimate One. He's made some powerful allies, and he is slowly but surely working his way up the ranks. And that Hardcore Championship can definitely be a way to do that. People have been using the Hardcore Championship as a stepping stone to further success. No one has held the Hardcore Championship for a very long time in terms of length of the reign, but it doesn't mean it can't be done. And the ultimate PJ McNair is looking to become a 2-time Hardcore Champion here tonight. And like I say, if anyone's better suited for the Hardcore division, it is that man right there. And this man who tried to use his resources to his advantage, using his limo to crash into an escaping Noah, who was trying to get away with the Hardcore title. He ended up becoming the champion by knockout. And luckily, Noah's okay, and he's refusing to press charges. And we clearly knew why now, because he managed to get his brother Loki to do the damage instead. But here comes Cashman, making it onto the Uprising card. He's been in pretty much every pay-per-view this year, competing for some title or another. Cashman and Travis, their alliance has proven to get them on the card more often than not. But although it hasn't always worked out for them, they have definitely proven their worth. And Cashman, the former television champion, looking to become a 2-time Hardcore champion here tonight to add to his growing list of accolades here tonight. Of course, losing his backstage in quite a bit of an ambush, to be fair. And he is here tonight to try and reclaim it. And next man down to the ring, the first person who I believe actually started this after PJ McNair retained the Hardcore Championship, the first person to do that ever. After he retained that championship, he was then attacked in the crowd by this man, Jax Wolf, former European champion and now former Hardcore champion as well, trying to get in there and capture it back. It's going to be interesting to see if he can. Jax Wolf has gone a little under the radar here in season number 2. To be honest, his career has taken a little bit of a dip since winning the European Championship. But Jax Wolf is a familiar name, and he's, like I say, he's already won 2 titles here in WIW, looking to have a 3rd title reign here tonight, and maybe the winner of this will actually have a title reign. Who knows? We will have to wait and see how it goes, though. But Jax Wolf here tonight, trying to take back the Hardcore Championship. It was his idea to come out and try and ambush the champion, and several other people followed. But we'll have to wait and see if that's going to help him here tonight. But now everybody's out here. Time to bring out the current champion. Of course, fighting on behalf of his fallen brother, who was attacked by the car that hit him. And here comes the current Hardcore champion, Loki, who makes his way here representing the Vikings of Destiny. They may not have won the tag team championships before, but they've both held the Hardcore championship now. And they'll be looking to do the same again. Here tonight, he wants to end the night with it. These two are both dangerous in singles action, and they've proven that by winning these titles. But now it's a matter of whether or not he can hold on to it here tonight. It is going to be a tough ask, that is for sure. But if he can capture it, it could mean big things for his career. Will he be able to do that here tonight, Loki? 6 men who will push each other to the limits, all in the name of the Hardcore title. The bell rings, and away we go. And I wonder why the graphic ain't coming up tonight. No one seems to be getting the graphic for the titles. I think they did in the Mayhem Tag Team Championship match, but that was it. I don't know, but the Hardcore Championship is on the line. I can confirm. Hardcore Championship on the line. And look at Cashman straight to the top, as was Lachlan. Lachlan already been pretty busy tonight. And I have a feeling that whatever he was up to earlier is not a good sign. Jax Wolf already trying to get rid of the Hardcore Champion. That is for sure, but he couldn't get it. Meanwhile, Cashman showing off his Cruiserweight prowess tonight. There's a drop kick. He's playing up to the top a lot. McNair on the other side taking out Lachlan. McNair went on quite a bit of an unbeaten streak that stretched over across 2 months when he initially became the Ultimate One. Eventually the element of surprise wore off, and that started to affect his results. But since coming to Mayhem, he's formed a powerful alliance with Stephen Miller. Not quite tag team relationship, but it's a strong bond. McNair has tried to help Stephen Miller get the title off of Justice. He hasn't been able to do that so far, but we'll see if that goes. And tonight, I'm sure he'd love to get the pinfall over Lachlan to give them the momentum. Oh, God! Big clothesline by Akira to Cashman. And all of these men All, of course, hardcore champions. Cashman, a former television champion. Lachlan, I believe, never won another title other than that. Jax Wolf is a former European champion. And big Justice kick already. Justice kick early coming into play. Meanwhile, a T-bone suplex on the opposite side. And everyone bringing out the big moves here. As Soulman Akira goes after Lachlan. No surprise, he's going to want revenge on Lachlan for taking the title away from him, putting him in this situation. But look at this, Jax Wolf looking for an early elimination here as he does the pop-up cutter from the fireman's carry position. And he's not even going to go for the pin. There's a drop kick by McNair, though. And now look at this in the corner. Jax Wolf going straight after him, taking him down. Akira is down, but no one went for the cover on him. Loki hasn't done much in this match, to be fair, but staying alive nonetheless. Now he goes after Soulman Akira. There's a back fist. And now, oh God, the dangerous knee to Akira, who is taking a hell of a lot of punishment here. Northern Lights there, bridging over Soulman Akira. That was impressive. And now into the Brainbuster. Meanwhile, McNair stomping away in the corner on him there. And now look at this. Now looking for an air raid siren. Neckbreaker. Perfectly done. And Akira trading strikes with the champion. Not doing very well at defending him, though. And the champ now snaps suplex. And straight into the cover goes McNair here, trying to eliminate Lachlan. 2 count. Couldn't get the job done there. I think Loki actually got a touch on that there. Remember, this is elimination. Whoever captures it wins. And it's the last man standing. And straight into the cover here. Is that going to be enough to get rid of JW Cashman? It's not. And now look at this. Detonation kick to Lachlan. And Lachlan drops like a sack of potatoes. Now Jax Wolf to the top. Beautiful. Picture perfect frog splash. The champ's in trouble meanwhile. Bonsai drop. Bonsai drop by Soulman Akira. And now is Akira going to go for the top cover? Oh, look at this. Ultimate Nightmare. Ultimate Nightmare. And now he sees that Akira was there. And Akira now trying to deal with him. There's an overhead belly to belly. Lachlan is down right now, as is the champ. No one going for the elimination covers just yet. And right now, this is getting the job done between all of these teams. And now look at this. Sliding him away from the corner. Everyone's going for the big moves. There's the Rolling Thunder. And now look at this. The champ looking to put down Lachlan. There's a Tombstone. Tombstone pile driver. And straight into the cover. Is that enough to get rid of Lachlan? Yes, no. Lachlan just kicks out. Gets the shoulder up. He's still in it. Just about. McNair was tempted to get rid of them there. I just noticed the pop-up cutter there from Cashman. So much action going on right now. Flips him over into the cover to become the hardcore champion, to get rid of Cashman. And Cashman is gone. Cashman is eliminated. And now, look at this. Jax Wolf looking to pick up another one here. A spin-out powerbomb on Soulman Akira. Well, Cashman, not a great night for him. Never really got going in this one, and now he's out of it. He is eliminated. And now 5 men remain. One of these men can become the hardcore champion. The hardcore champion right now, taking some shots from Lachlan. And now PJ McNair, was trying to set him up there for the awakening, but wasn't allowed to. Jax Wolf says, get out the way. I'll do it. Meanwhile, look at this, looking for that middle rope stunner from Lachlan, and he connects. Perfectly connected there by Lachlan, and who goes straight after Soulman Akira, whilst Jax Wolf is dealing with PJ McNair. And he thinks he's done enough there to get rid of PJ McNair. Into the cover he goes. It's 2 count. And with Cashman, the first man, gone, that leaves an odd man here, not battling anyone at any time. But right now, Lachlan trying to take on 2 at once. And that doesn't look like that's worked out in his favour. Swinging neck breaker there by PJ McNair. And now the champion trying to take him out. Look at this, Jax Wolf going for the cover now. Oh, Jax Wolf in the cover now. Had to escape, and he did. And now Loki continuing to assault Lachlan, but Lachlan holding on. He's doing this for justice here tonight, remember, of course. Bring back the Hardcore Championship, where they've held, I believe, twice before now. So that is something that can be said. Look at this. Soulman Akira, T-bone suplex. Meanwhile, Jax Wolf looking to try and get rid of him here with a Rolling Thunder. Rolling Thunder splashing down PJ McNair. And McNair's night could be coming to an end if he's not careful. Managing to counter there. To the middle rope now, though. Can he find something big to help get himself back in this? Soulman Akira and Lachlan both trying to deal with the Hardcore Champion right now, but it's just not happening. They're working together and looking for that T-bone suplex again, but Lachlan gets himself involved. And now look at Jax Wolf. Bangarang! Beautifully planting him down there, and now Lachlan once again going for that middle rope stunner as Jax Wolf goes for the cover to get rid of McNair, and McNair finds a way to kick out. So much actually happening. Justice kick! Justice kick! Straight into the cover on Soulman Akira. Is that enough to eliminate him? No! I thought it was, but it wasn't. But McNair, it might be over for him right now. Look at this. Setting him up for that pop-up cutter. Surely this would be McNair gone if Jax Wolf hits this. Boom! Plants him down on the apron. Flips him over. Straight to go. Oh, tombstone on the other side. Got to keep an eye on both things here. Cover. Oh, and McNair survives. But will Lachlan survive? It will Lachlan survive. The referee didn't see it there. Took a while to make the cover. But Lachlan's out of here. Loki gets rid of him. Oh, and look at that clothesline there by McNair. Lachlan gone. And the only... that was not a good start there for Justice, losing the hardcore title. I mean, they did help earlier on tonight with retaining the tag team titles, weirdly enough. But Lachlan is gone from this match. That is the important thing. He is not the hardcore champion right now, and he isn't going to be for a minute. Taken out there by Loki. Jax Wolf and Loki both picking up eliminations. 4 men left. PJ McNair, Soulman Akira, Loki, and Jax Wolf. But Jax Wolf might be gone here. Ultimate Nightmare. Oh, and he's powerbombed on top by Soulman Akira. Jesus Christ. And now a knee to Akira as well. And look at McNair. Gets caught wasting time. And he might capitalize here. Into the cover. Is this enough to get rid of McNair? It's a 2 count. Loki cleaning house. And a big mistake there by McNair, not going for the cover after the Ultimate Nightmare and the powerbomb on top of him as well. That's not going to help the situation out at all. Meanwhile, Loki now wearing down Soulman Akira on the ropes. And now the hardcore champion dominating the situation. Has him in the corner and crushes him down. And McNair and Akira getting worked here by Jax Wolf and Loki, who seem to have a little bit of an understanding here with each other. Look at this. Uranagi slam. The champion plants down the ultimate one. Now Jax Wolf has Akira in the corner, and we know what comes next. Looking for this Rolling Thunder again. Is he going to bridge through? Yes, he is. Beautiful Rolling Thunder, but is it enough to get the job done? He's not going for the cover. He's tired. He's hurt. Oh, look at that. Was going for the set up for the tombstone, but look at that. Didn't happen. Now Jax Wolf looking for the pop-up cutter, and there's the tombstone on the other side. McNair and Akira might be done for. There's the tombstone, and there's the pop-up cutter. Who's going to go for the cover? If anyone, Loki's going to go for it. And hang on, he stopped. He went for the cover but then stopped. He didn't want to stop. Doesn't look like he wants to let him get away with this. He wants to beat him down some more. Jax Wolf trying to steal the cover here on the champ. He couldn't get it. And that alliance didn't last for very long. Now Akira making him pay attention to him there, and it's a suplex. PJ McNair taking a hell of a lot of punishment at the hands of the current hardcore champion. Needs to do something here because a second tombstone might be inbound. If he's not careful, surely this will be it for McNair if it connects. There's the tombstone. Number 3, I think, of the night for him now. And PJ McNair is out of here. Oh, wait, no. Did he get it? I don't think he did. I think Jax Wolf fell on top of the cover. And yeah, McNair's still in it. McNair has just given they've been given a lifeline at the hand of Jax Wolf, and Soulman Akira now might eliminate the champion. Trying to get him up. The Awakening. Lands the Awakening. And now might be able to get rid of the champion. Meanwhile, Jax Wolf's trying to still get rid of Soulman Akira, not even knowing that he just helped PJ McNair stay in the match. Rolling Thunder. McNair now trying to hype himself up here. Jax Wolf trying to take advantage of that. He was trying to go up for the Ultimate Nightmare. And now Jax Wolf trying to eliminate McNair. Trying to get him up for the cut, but no, McNair counters. McNair survives and now trying to go up again for the for the final Awakening. Oh, look at that, crashing him down. Akira on the other side trying to steal the cover here, and Jax Wolf, but Jax Wolf survives. Was trying to go up for the Ultimate Nightmare, but both Jax Wolf and Loki preventing him from doing that. DDT crashes him down. And straight into the cover goes Loki. He thinks he's done enough here to get rid of McNair. Has he? And somehow, no is the answer. These men are pushing each other beyond limits here. It's the Uprising. That seems to be the case here. All of Uprising. Everyone really testing each other here. No one wants to walk out of Uprising unsuccessful. And that is exactly what's going on here in this Hardcore Championship matchup. Who will walk out the winner of this match? The Hardcore Champion's still in it. But all of his former champions are still here as well. PJ McNair, Jax Wolf as well. Look at that, he thought he got rid of the champion, and that's his fault. He gets caught taunting. He took his eyes off the ball, and McNair might pay the price. McNair's gone. Oh, wait, no. He kicked. I thought that was a 3. I could have sworn I just saw a 3 count there. Somehow McNair's still in it, but I thought it was over. Look at that. Oh, and a low blow there. And nothing wrong with that. It's still a Hardcore Championship match, meaning no disqualification. No one's taking advantage of that, really, though. Everything's been staying inside the ring, at least. Jax Wolf once again to the corner. Might be setting up for another Rolling Thunder on Akira, but he's turned his attention now to McNair, who must be suffering some kind of injury at this point, because, like, he is moving really slowly. He's taking a lot of damage. Meanwhile, in the opposite corner, that's not looking great there. But look at this, looking for another Rolling Thunder. Splashes him down. Rolling Thunder. And now look at this. Looking for a standing 450 splash now. Charging it up. In trouble here, and a splash connects. Akira now in trouble as he's getting pinned by the champ, and it's a 2 count. Meanwhile, it looks like it could be all over here for McNair if he can't find a way out of this situation. Pop-up cutter. Plants him down, Jax Wolf. And now Wolf into the cover if he's not interrupted. Surely this is it for PJ McNair. He's gone. McNair held on for some time in that match, but he is gone, and now Jax Wolf turns his attention to the current champion. What a matchup for PJ McNair. If he didn't show his strength in the past to anyone, that definitely showed what he was capable of. And just like that, we're down to 3 men. Aeroplane spin right now, and out into the cutter again. Not his usual attack, but it could have got the job done there. But Akira bringing him back to his feet. And right now, the current champion getting double teamed here. But he's not letting that phase him. God, what a powerbomb! And Jax Wolf might have picked a fight he didn't want to. There's a 2 count, and he bridges through into a Boston Crab. And he immediately taps out. Jax Wolf is gone. We're down to the final 2. Loki and Soul Man Akira. One of these 2 are going to be the Hardcore Champion. Who's it going to be? Who can find a finishing touch here in this matchup? Who can find what they need to get the job done here? Loki in control at the second, but Soul Man Akira, can he find something? Jax Wolf leaves the ring, and he tried to take advantage of the 2-on-1 situation that he had on Loki, but it clearly didn't work as Loki took him out. And now Loki trying to bring him back up here, and planting him down. And the physical toll of this match affecting all of them right now, and you're starting to see it really starting to come into play here. Akira fighting him off for the second, but only for now. And now trying to stay on his feet here, or trying to get back to it, should I say, is Loki. Akira now starting to build some momentum up. And now can he find something to put the champ away? Maybe a T-bone suplex, maybe a Lufes press there, that gets him down. But can he now land the bonsai drop? That's what he really needs here, the bonsai drop to put him away. Looking for the T-bone instead. Oh no, extending Exploder! The champ is in trouble here. Soul Man Akira is starting to fight back in the crowd, cheering him on as Soul Man Akira. But he couldn't capitalize. Loki now. Oh God, Loki. There's a knee! The vicious knee of Loki drills his head right down. And that might have stunned him for long enough, maybe to set him up for an ending here. There's a leg drag, just trying to make sure that he can land this final tombstone and retain the Hardcore Championship in these extreme circumstances. Loki, I believe, has 2, maybe 3 eliminations in this match. I know he's definitely done his share of the heavy lifting. He hasn't just sat back and let it happen. He's going to go for the cover now to retain the championship, and it's a 2 count. Loki or Soulman Akira? Who is going to walk out the hardcore champion here tonight? One of these men can do it. It's just a matter of who has the energy left. Look at them, they're both absolutely shattered. But now Loki, looking for the finishing touch. Can he find it? Looking for the tombstone pile driver. Drills his head into the apron. Perfect connection. And straight into the cover. Loki retains the hardcore championship. That was very impressive. Surviving all of the competitors who were cashing in their rematch clauses. But Loki has found a way here to retain it. Loki has retained the hardcore championship in spectacular fashion in this 6-pack challenge. And stepping up on his brother's behalf, that victory is going to be even more sweet. Oh, wait a minute, look from behind! Look at this! SDC! The hero of wrestling taking out the hardcore champion! No way! Is he about to do this? Is he going to take the title from him? He has! SDC taps out Loki! And after all of Loki's hard work, SDC has just become the hardcore champion! I cannot believe SDC wasn't even supposed to be competing tonight. Jaden refused to fight him. But SDC said an opportunity arises and he's taking it. SDC is finally a champion in WIW. And look at his face and look at the crowd's reaction. They cannot believe it. SDC is the hardcore champion. The first Fight Night member to hold that title, and the crowd go nuts. SDC, the hero of wrestling, is the new hardcore champion, to the delight of absolutely everyone in this arena. Probably not to Loki, who's just had to go through 5 other men to capture the titles back in his grasp. And SDC has just come in and taken the moment for himself. SDC has finally won a championship in WIW. But what's next for SDC? Is this him moving on from Jaden? I do hope so in his case. Let's move on down the rest of the card. Next up tonight, 2 men who can't wait to get their hands on one another. Big Boss and Bruiser Brad collide in a boxing match, and the first person down to the ring, it is Big Boss, who turned on his partner Bruiser Brad a few weeks ago. I think it was about a month ago now, and that led to him losing the World Heavyweight Championship match to Max Danger. Bruiser Brad, and Big Boss said he had no regrets. He said he did it before his partner did it to him. He believed that's what was going to happen, and now tonight Big Boss believes he's going to get back to his big business, as he claims, as he attempts to capture the championship here tonight. Will he be able to do that here tonight? I'd have no idea. But not recapture the championship, reclaim a victory over Bruiser Brad. This is not going to be your traditional boxing match. The way it's going to work is these two are just going to box like punches only. The referee will be in there making sure that there is some foul play. There will be some foul play probably between these two, because these two can't stand each other right now. But the referee's going to make sure that these two keep it as clean as physically possible. The rules are, of course, simple. The first person who keep their opponent down for a count of 10 wins. It is as simple as that. Nothing more, nothing less. If you go down, you have to get back up. There isn't a limit as to how many. There isn't going to be a TKO rule. This is a WIW version of a traditional boxing match. Well, Big Boss is here, and he is ready to turn the tide. And here comes now the man who was facing for the World Championship with his tag team partner a month ago and is now going to collide with his tag team partner. And here he comes, the man that is Brusier Brad, who has wasted no time getting to the ring here. He is eager to face off. The former boxer himself issued this challenge of a boxing match after they were banned from competing with each other after all the damage they caused when they last stepped in the ring together. But now these two collide one more time, but this time in a legal match, and we'll see how they do here tonight against each other. Brusier Brad eager to get his revenge after losing a title opportunity, and look at this, begging him to get in the ring. They don't want to waste any time, and it looks like Big Boss is going to be the first to do that, and the timer starts. I just forgot that where the usual rounds is like three rounds. And now look at this, Big Boss already taking him down, trying to get the early shot. Looks like he didn't want to waste any time getting going here in the match. And as I was just explaining, that timer at the top equates to a total boxing match of a usual 5 rounds for 3 minutes. We brought that up to one big 15-minute round. But right now, Brusier Brad being brought the fight here by Big Boss, who is wailing away on him in the corner here. Oh, and that's a cheap shot, and the referee tells him to back up. Not allowed to do that here. And Brusier Brad already under the pressure, and Big Boss knows it. Getting that early start has helped him. He's down in the corner now, and he's been down there for a significant amount of time. And look at this, Big Boss. Big Boss got bored of waiting. He wants to bring the fight to him. Once again, the shots to the guts. And the guard is not up right now. The referee should be separating him, really. If the guard's not up, then that shouldn't be happening. Big Boss right now in control of the situation. He has took the early advantage, and he's now landing the early fists here to Brusier Brad. And Brusier Brad taking a heavy hit here. And now the count is beginning as Big Boss is celebrating. He already thinks he's got this, but Brusier Brad is back up to his feet, trying to capitalize, but no, Brusier Brad saw it coming, and now Brusier Brad, there's a big forearm taking him down with one punch. And that just shows the power that he possesses here. Look at this, wrenching away at the arm. The ref needs to do something there. He's not allowed to do that. That is not legal. Has him on the ropes now, and another big shot to the head. And the count begins for Brusier Brad. Brusier Brad, very powerful, only needing a couple of punch to take him down, but right now Brusier Brad back to his feet again, and now the strikes flying in. Can he find the counter? Yes, he can. Big strikes now back from Brusier Brad. Forearm. No, big forearm smash there. And Brusier Brad being absolutely stunned by the punch. Oh, and the referee telling him to back up there. That was not a legal move. Oh, wait a minute. What's this? Cashman? What the hell is Cashman doing here? JEW Cashman getting himself involved. And now look at this, off from behind. What the? Oh! Poke to the eyes, and the referee clearly didn't see that because he had him in the headlock thing there. But now Brusier Brad getting beaten down. JEW Cashman is here at ringside. Well, a very heavy hitter in his own right, but why is he here? This has nothing to do with him. This isn't even his brand. But Brusier Brad has taken full advantage. Well, has lost the advantage now, thanks to that distraction. And now it might get worse for him. The punches flying in here on Brusier Brad. And Brad straight back to his feet. Not going to let him get away with it now. Oh, but he gets clobbered with a massive strike to the jaw. And a replay on that one as Brusier Brad goes straight back down onto the apron. Oh my God. What? Brusier Brad is straight back up. What the hell? And an uppercut. Taking him down. And look at this. Oh, and another cheap shot. The referee ordering to back away. Another cheap shot by Brusier Brad again. He's taking his frustration out. He's going to get disqualified if he's not careful. But he doesn't care at this point. The anger he is built up is too much. And now in the corner again. The strikes again. He only needs these big forearms right now. Well, not the big forearms, but the big fists. That's what's getting it done. Oh, look at this in the corner. The referee. Referee needs to say something about that. Brusier Brad can't be doing that. And now look at the distraction again. Cashman distracting him here. But why is Cashman getting himself involved? But he needs to pay attention, Bruiser Brad, because once again, Big Boss is back to his feet. And the count is rising again as the fists come flying. JW Cashman costing Bruiser Brad a lot in this match so far. But the beating continues. Bruiser Brad being beaten right now at his own game. Set down in the corner, but he didn't want to keep him there. He wanted to keep the punishment going. And now look at this, the fist flying again. And once again, he can't keep his guard up. Every time he gets back into... Look at this, how does he just keep getting up as if nothing's happened? And now landing some fists of his own. Oh, a cheek kick there. Oh, but the referee didn't care, it seemed. How many more warnings does the referee want to give him? And you can see the heavy punches of Bruiser Brad starting to take effect, starting to make a toll on him. But Bruiser Brad now not caring in the slightest. Once again, hammering the fists back into him, right in the chest, and there's an uppercut. And the count begins again. So far, hasn't even come close to keeping him down for longer than a 3 count. But right now, these two really are going at it. And now Bruiser Brad firing the fist. Oh, but he couldn't capitalize. Could not capitalize. The shot again, running in. And look at this, keeping the pressure on him. Just with the shots here, and the chops, and the jabs. And just trying to stay on top. Trying to fight back in this matchup if he can. Right now, there's the shot again. Has him backed up in the corner. The crowd trying to get behind Bruiser Brad here. As Bruiser Brad landing the strike. Once again rearing down on the arm. But it is a strike. I guess the referee sees it that way. And now the shot's coming in again. And now look at this. The strikes piling on. He has him in the corner, backed up. And a strike again. And he's seeing that this striking advantage is working. Well, the referee weren't looking there. And now Big Boss and Bruiser Brad trying to take advantage of the fact the referee weren't looking for a second. And the referee making the count. Bruiser Brad definitely doing the damage. That's the highest count so far at a count of 3. And now the chops coming back again. Once again backing him up into the corner, but it's unfazed him. And now look at this, the strikes coming in. Cashman right now trying to catch the referee's attention, but the referee not looking. And now look at this. Oh! He just straight up punched the referee. And now look at this. Going to take advantage. There's a chair to the back of Bruiser Brad. The referee taken out, and he can do this all day long if he wants. Dropping the chair on top of him. Bruiser Brad has well and truly been ambushed in this matchup, and now the strikes continue. Defenseless right now. As after those chair shots, 8 minutes left on the clock. And one more chair shot. The referee now being distracted by Cashman. Oh, and there's the chair shot, but he doesn't care. The match is over. Bruiser Brad wins, but he doesn't care as he just continues to beat down on him here. Bruiser Brad wins, but Big Boss doesn't care in the slightest. He gets his ambush in on Big Boss. On Bruiser Brad, sorry. Well, Cashman helping out a lot there to make that ambush possible. But what on earth was that all about? Why is Cashman helping Big Boss? I have no idea, but that doesn't look good for anyone, that alliance. Bruiser Brad wins on DQ, but he definitely doesn't look the winner coming out of this match now. Let's move on down the rest of the card. Well, hasn't tonight just been the weirdest night that you've ever seen? So far, we've seen some really strange alliances I don't think we were ever expecting. But we're getting down to the nitty and gritty now, the main event scenes. We're getting closer to it. And we kick off the final 3 matches with the WIW Championship on the line. And this man cashing in his rematch clause that was left over from season number 1. It is the X Factor, Aaron Albright. If he wins here tonight, he becomes the first ever 5-time champion here in WIW, as he will capture his 5th World Championship. He's got an uphill battle to climb. He made it clear that he could have had help. Siler Jordan, the European champion, and Stephen Miller were both ready and willing to help out. Both willing to help get rid of Justice. But Aaron Albright made it clear to them he is doing this on his own. He doesn't want any help or assistance. He wants to win this title, and he doesn't need anyone's help to do it. And he might regret that decision. Brad Skeens promising on the last episode of Mayhem to rain the punishment down on him. And of course, after losing to Mason Foster, that was promised in an ambush of Mason Foster. So maybe not the best of momentum for Brad Skeens heading into this one. But once again, I believe, since they've been here pretty much all night, doing all kinds of things, Justice are with him, and they are. Lachlan and AD Nathaniel making their presence early on here tonight, helping out the Linebacks to win the Mayhem Tag Team titles again, but also helping keep Wilson's job and taking out the Chaos Twins. I honestly have no idea what all that was about, but Justice made their presence known, and then Lachlan tried to recapture the Hardcore Championship for the team. He was unable to do so. He was eliminated by Loki, who went on to win that, only to lose it to SDC. So a crazy night of action here, and now the WIW Championship back on the line. Skeens, of course, winning this will help him catch up to Albright's longest reign as the WIW champion. He's getting painfully close to that threshold. It's now just a matter of whether or not he can capture it. Aaron Albright has had a great couple of months since his return at the pay-per-view, challenging Stephen Miller. And everybody knows he can do it, but he decided he wanted to do this with no backup. He thinks he can take on Justice and beat them all on his own, because that's how good he believes he is. But the champion, Brad Skeens, I'm sure he believes very much otherwise. The WIW champion is chasing down Aaron Albright's longest reign. He's getting closer and closer to it. And with the Justice movement doing all kinds of chaos in the background, he has one job, and that is to focus on winning and retaining the WIW Championship. The champion hands over his title again. Will it be the last time we see him holding it? And will that lead to Aaron Albright becoming a 5-time champion? Right now, they don't have to worry about the Money in the Bank briefcase, but that is going to be a threat in the future. But tonight, they just have to worry about each other. Bell rings, and away we go. WIW Championship on the line. And it wouldn't surprise me, considering with the amount of chaos we've seen tonight, if Justice end up getting themselves involved here in order to help Skeens capture his championship, or at least retain it. I guess it would be in the circumstances. Skeens not off to a great start here. Albright with a very early ambush. And Albright, of course, one win away from becoming a 5-time world champion. The closest anyone's come to that is 2, and that is tied between Jaden, Alex Wilson, and Max Danger. Of course, Max Danger has a chance to become a 3-time world champion here tonight in what will be the main event, as they will face off once again between them two for the world championship. One of the best matches of the year last year, literally the best match of last year, as voted by you guys. And then we'll get to see that again here at Uprising. We saw it a few weeks ago at Fight Night, and that led to Alex Wilson capturing the championship. We'll now see if that changes here again tonight. Drop on top. Now Albright going into the cover. Skeens has not had a great start to in this matchup. Lachlan and AD Nathaniel watch on, as always. Skeens has definitely used Justice to propel his career, but Justice have done the same. They haven't exactly been always successful, but they've won a hardcore championship under his name. And Mayhem is pretty much under their control. They have the world title, and everything they say goes. As you saw earlier on tonight, I guess they decided that they wanted Linebacks to keep their jobs, maybe. I have no idea what the situation is there. But they decided that who they wanted to win the titles, and they made it happen. And that's the power that these 3 men wield. So separately, they were all brilliant fighters and all fighting the cause, but together, they have become an unstoppable force. But Albright believes he has the power to stop it himself. Remember, he is choosing to fight these guys alone. He's opted to have no help, and is deciding to make things happen here tonight if he can, trying to keep himself alive. Albright, chance to make history here tonight. Skeens chasing down Aaron Albright's longest world title reign record. He might be able to do that with a win here tonight. I'm not sure 100%. He might be able to. But now looking to end this. Lachlan trying to cause a distraction, but it's not going to help. Curve stomp. Aaron Albright hitting the curve stomp there. And that might have got the job done, but Skeens finds a way out. I thought Skeens was down for a little longer than anticipated there, but he didn't stay down. And now Skeens Oh, I thought he was going to take him to the outside there, and there's a backbreaker. Lachlan already showing he's not going to waste time by staying out of it. Look at that, there's a chair. Lachlan throwing a chair into the mix now. And remember, champion's advantage, if he loses the title on count out or disqualification, he will retain the championship. So maybe using that chair might not be the worst way to go for Brad Skeens. Sending Albright to the corner. And Albright counters there, and now can he capitalize? Albright looking for a powerbomb maybe. Oh no, instead scooping him up. Pile driver. And Albright digging deep into his bag of tricks here. And now Albright looking for the super kick. Can he find it? Skeens is in a lot of trouble here. Can he find it? Super kick. And look at this. Before Albright could go for a cover, Lachlan distracting him. Getting himself involved. And that gives Skeens enough time to get back to his feet at least, but not enough time to capitalize. Skeens is hurt. Lachlan knows it. And so does his other partner, AD Nathaniel. But Justice staying alive thanks to their interventions. Skeens now, look at this. All three of the Justice men mocking Brad Skeens as he chops him now, as mocking Aaron Albright as he now chops into the corner. And another big chop. The chop's coming out here from Brad Skeens. And now Skeens, look at this, mocking Aaron Albright, landing the fists after dancing in front of him. And Skeens now backing up, not going to waste any time to bring out that Skeens family spear. No, and he doesn't get it. He misses. He misses. And now might pay the price. Albright looking for the brainbuster. Hugging the arm. Can he get him up? Brainbuster. Brainbuster. Drags him away from the ropes. Surely this is it now. Into the cover to become a 5-time world champion. No! Skeens somehow, after surviving the super kick and brainbuster, stays in it. Lachlan's distraction helped him from wasting his energy on kicking out in the first one. Maybe that was the situation, but I don't know. Somehow, Skeens is still in it and refusing to go away. Skeens now, after missing the spear, needs a backup plan. Maybe the Anaconda Bite that he introduced early in season number 1. Maybe that'll be the case that he needs that, I don't know. But Skeens right now is struggling to get more than a 1 count on Aaron Albright. And Aaron Albright's numerous world title wins have always been he's always been successful in capturing the titles. It's keeping them that has been the continuous problem for Brad Skeens. Aaron Albright. Keep getting the names jumbled up. It's been a long night, ladies and gentlemen. There's a neck breaker by Albright. And Albright staying in control. Lachlan and AD Nathaniel do not look impressed. Skeens is struggling. And they know he could be one big move away from losing his championship. And this could be the big move that he needs here. Albright to the top rope. Again, not used to seeing him up here. But Albright looking to slam him down. Superplex. Takes him down. And into the cover. Do we have a new WIW champion? It's a 2 count and Skeens kicks. Skeens in pure survival mode, just trying to find the shots here and there to keep himself in the fight, but he hasn't found enough to keep himself out of the firing range of Aaron Albright. Oh! Crossbody to the back. And into the cover he goes. Is that going to be enough to get rid of Aaron Albright? It's not even a 2 again. Still, Skeens has been unable to score a 2 count. And that must be the worrying thing he's seen all day. Look at this. Looking for a beautiful neck breaker there with a wheelbarrow neck breaker. Skeens now brings him back to his feet. Albright scouted that move coming and counters. Can he find something now, Albright himself? Maybe another brainbuster. Trying to go for maybe the pile driver again. And connects. Pile driver plants down the champion. The champion is in serious jeopardy here. Albright knows it. Trying to set him up for the curve stomp again. Skeens scouts it. Skeens saw it coming. Just like the spear was seen coming. And now Skeens, can he capitalize? There's a knee to the back of the head. And he thinks that's knocked him out. Once again going for a cover. Once again just trying to score more than a 1. He definitely does it that time. And a 2 count is all he gets. Well, Skeens managing to find the 2 count, and now maybe that's why he was looking for it. Looking to find the way to finish it. This time connects. The Skeens family spear. And is that enough to retain the title? No! Skeens can't believe his eyes. 2.5 again. Skeens now stomping him away in frustration. He can't believe that he hasn't got rid of Aaron Albright right now. Albright is still fighting back though. And Skeens is in trouble because he can't afford this fight back. Trying to set up maybe for the brainbuster again, counting into an enziguri. Skeens now dealing with the offense of Aaron Albright. A very good offensive fighter, you know that. Up on the shoulders now. Oh, but well countered there by Albright and into a DDT. And now Albright looking for the brainbuster. Can he find the finishing touch? No! Countered by Skeens. Skeens saw it coming that time and prevents it. Now puts him on the ropes. And what's he thinking here? Oh, look at that, just drilling the knees in either side. And following through, we've seen this combination before, into a Russian leg sweep. Skeens now backs up again. What could be the final time? One more spear will surely do the trick. And Aaron Albright is down, and Skeens retains the WIW Championship. With a lot of help from Justice on the outside, it had to be said. But he has done it. Brad Skeens has done the inevitable. He retains the championship. And look at this, Lachlan on the outside and AD Nathaniel getting a handshake from Skeens. They've worked so well together as a team, and their strength as a unit continues as AD Nathaniel raises his hand in victory. Albright's defeated, and that's what happens when you try to take on Justice alone. Justice continue their dominance at the top of the WIW ladder. But who is next? Who is going to be able to take down Justice? So many unanswered questions after tonight, especially in terms of Justice. But maybe the Mr. Money in the Bank will provide an answer as to who can take it from him. Let's move on to tonight's Money in the Bank men's match. Two more matches left, and our co-main event, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, is up next. 8 men will enter this match, but only one can become the second ever Mr. Money in the Bank. Of course, the first ever Mr. Money in the Bank for WIW is currently waiting backstage for his main event, where he takes on for his attempt at his 3rd World Championship against Alex Wilson. But tonight, they will get to see a glimpse of the future of maybe a future world champion could be crowned in this match. Who will be able to grab that briefcase? 4 men from Mayhem, 3 from Fight Night, and 1 from Revolution, all fighting for the exact same prize, and that is the Money in the Bank briefcase. First man down to the ring, it is the Welsh Dragon, Mason Foster. Steps down to the ring, the former 2-time and longest reigning European champion, traded his rematch clause for the European Championship in order to get into this matchup. Mason Foster has been one of the biggest stars in Mayhem for quite some time. Mayhem Star of the Year, in fact. And now tonight he steps into the ring, looking to finally make the leap forward that he's been waiting to do for so long, and that is to climb the ladder and make himself a world champion contender instantly. Someone could say he was already a world champion contender coming into this after winning against the champion earlier on this week. And maybe that's the case, maybe it's not. That's up for Mort Goldberg's discussion. But right now, Justice are a force to be reckoned with. And right now, after helping out the team of the Linebacks, they're even more dangerous, because if that is an alliance, if those guys are working together, imagine having to deal with all of them at the same time. Jesus Christ, I do not want to think about that. But next up tonight, a Fight Night star making his way down to the ring, and it is Dino D. Someone who has not had the best of times in season number 2, but he is here to rectify that and spin his career back on track by capturing the Money in the Bank ladder match. He needed 2 attempts to get himself into this match, but he is here regardless, and he is here to capitalize on this opportunity. He may have needed 2 opportunities to get here, but Dino D isn't one to waste his opportunities. Can he now capture a big step forward in his career and become Mr. Money in the Bank for season number 2. And of course, in terms of the game, it will carry over into 2K19 should they hold it for that long. They could decide to cash in next. There is a World Championship match happening right after this one. Should they decide they want to capitalize on that and cash in the Money in the Bank contract. That is completely up to them. However, we will carry it over to the next one. The next man down to the ring is the Dragon, Tyson Jackson. Of course, had the pleasure this week of dealing with Fight Night for having to team with one of his bitter enemies in Robert Hall. But tonight he can't worry about teams or anything like that. He is here by himself with one objective, and that is to become Mr. Money in the Bank. Tyson Jackson has been lingering around title contention for a long time, mainly in the European division, but he's never really been able to capture the gold. Can now he find his way into the opportunity of getting that by becoming Mr. Money in the Bank? We've seen how successful it has proven to be in the past for Max Danger, who is now a 2-time world champion, looking to make it 3 here tonight. So we've seen it can be successful, it can be done, but it's a matter of who has the ability and the skills to take the opportunity. The first man who actually qualified for this Money in the Bank ladder match, it's William Hale, who comes down in all pink here tonight. He says, I am the greatest, I am glory, I am the one. He was the one who was able to capture this opportunity first, but Wilson Woodward was the first person to get it last year, and look how that turned out for him. Wilson Woodward was unable to get an opportunity to get in the Money in the Bank ladder match this time round. William Hale, a man who has not had much success in the big matches, a lot of success in the small ones though. Will he be able to turn that around here tonight and propel his career forward by capturing the Money in the Bank briefcase? For everyone, I say the same thing over and over again because it will change your career. Look at Max Danger. He wasn't a top tier contender when he won the Money in the Bank briefcase, but that instantly propelled him forward and made him a world contender. And since then, he has been at the top of the card, feuding with the Wolfpac and all sorts. And here comes a man who knows what it's like to be at the top of the mountain. It is Rage, the first ever world champion here in WIW. Returned at the Sudden Death Royal Rumble pay-per-view. It didn't work out for him in that one, and so he didn't manage to get much success following that, but he's starting to build himself back up again. Recently capturing the Hardcore Championship. Couldn't hold on to it for very long, but he only wanted to use it as a platform to get himself back on track. And that is exactly what Rage is looking to do here tonight. God, could you imagine trying to fight off the Money in the Bank briefcase holder if it's this man? That is one man you do not want to see running down to you after the match, trying to cash in a world title opportunity. Goodness me. And of course, our current world champions, Brad Skeens, just retaining. We'll find out who the world champion is after tonight, but it'll either be Max Danger of the Danger family or Alex Wilson of the Wolfpac. And we don't know if that'll be the last time we see those two teams colliding tonight. I have no idea if it could be the decider between the Wolfpac. And speaking of the Wolfpac, someone who knows all too well the effects of the Money in the Bank contract in both the trial era and in Season 1, the Money in the Bank briefcase has been cashed in on this man, who is also rocking the new Wolfpac merch here tonight. It is King Sam, former world champion, making his way down to the ring. Fight Night Star of the Year, overall Star of the Year, leader of the most successful team in all of WIW. King Sam has had a hell of a career so far in WIW, but so far, he's not just a one-time world champion, he's a two-time world champion, I'm tempted to say, because he's won the World Heavyweight Championship, and he's also won the WIW Championship. Two-time world champion, achieved so much in season number 1, and now with the Wolfpac 0-1 here tonight after losing the opening contest to Oxley and James. Losing that tag team championship match was costly for them. But now, can King Sam bring things back in the Wolfpac's favor? He just wants to grab that briefcase. Remember, his goal for this was to make sure that that Wolfpac world champion Alex Wilson is not to be cashed in on like he's had to endure. He has suffered through several cash-ins in the past, and like I say, he doesn't want it to happen again. Not to him, not to Wilson, not to anyone. Robert Hall is out here next, and he has had a career turnaround since winning the first ever Nathan Logue Memorial Battle Royale at the Insomnia pay-per-view. He has had a resurgence to life here in WIW, and is now looking to take all the momentum, all of the wins that he has built up over the last couple of months, and use that to get himself a world championship opportunity. For Robert Hall, he has never been a champion, but he's no stranger to fighting for a world title. Was a part, of course, of the Elimination Chamber all the way back at the Lockdown pay-per-view. And he had to fight hard to get that one, trust me. But of course, he never managed to capture it. Robert Hall now, once again, acres away from a world title opportunity. Can he get it? He has built up so much momentum, such a head of steam over the last couple of weeks and months. Will he now be able to capitalize? So many tough competitors in this ring, proven veterans here in WIW. This man, who of course only made his main roster debut yesterday at Fight Night, is now here representing Revolution. It is Franco, the Madman Ricky, who of course had to qualify for this match in a feast and fired match where he put his career on the line to get this opportunity. And Franco, the Madman Ricky, will not want to waste that. Imagine having to go through the war that was the feast or fired match only to not win. I mean, if he doesn't win, it's not the end of the world. This match will put Ricky on the map, and maybe that will lead to either the general manager picking him up. I mean, he'll be guaranteed a main roster contract should he capture the Money in the Bank briefcase here tonight. A big opportunity presents itself for Franco, the Madman Ricky. Can he capitalize on that chance? The bell rings, and away we go. Earlier on tonight, we crowned Brooke Danger as the Miss Money in the Bank for the first time in the Miss Money in the Bank briefcase history. And now tonight, we will crown the second ever Miss the Money in the Bank. The first Money in the Bank cash-in was so successful, it has still led him to be in the World Championship picture and contention to this day. And of course, he may not be the champion right now, but he could be by the end of the night. The Wolfpac already had to watch the Danger family succeed once tonight and watch them fail once tonight. They do not want another loss here, and King Sam will be hoping that he can bring the title briefcase home with him, especially after his boys losing the Fight Night Tag Team Championships earlier on tonight. And Franco, the Madman Ricky, right now squaring off with Robert Hall. That's quite an interesting matchup. Mason Foster doing some great limb work and targeting on the ground on the big man Rage. That's the best way to keep Rage down, keeping him down. Dino D working away on the very technical William Hale, getting some much-deserved revenge after losing the opportunity to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match the first time round after losing to William Hale in a triple threat match between him and Trevor Jackson. And right now, King Sam trying to fight off Tyson Jackson, who's done a great job of keeping him out of the ring so far. And right now, no one's gone quickly for the ladder. They know that everyone will be scouting that, keeping their eyes on proceedings. Franco, look at Franco, squaring off with the former world champion in Rage. That is not exactly someone you always want to go head on with, but Franco, the Madman Ricky, showing no fear here tonight, squaring off with these main roster people, and Robert Hall from behind, taking him down. And the only man who has been a world champion in this ring is King Sam. He was the first person to ever win 2 world championships at once after securing the WIW and World Heavyweight Championship here in WIW. But he's the only man who knows what that tastes like for 2 world titles. Rage has held one as well. He was the first person to ever win it. And we'll see if that helps him here tonight. But right now, Mason Foster is doing a great job of just keeping him on the ground, keeping him down. And that's the best way to deal with him. Meanwhile, Franco struggling to deal with Robert Hall as he continues to rain hell down on him. And hopefully no one makes their way to the ramp. Really, Sam? Right as I said that? I thought we were friends. Oh, for God's sake. King Sam, I've done nothing but stand up for you for the last couple of months, and this is how you're repaying me? You're going to take us to the ramp where you know the camera's going to end up wedged in the stands. There it is. Brilliant. That's great. Well, we're just going to have to guess what's happening inside the ring. I guess no one's captured the briefcase yet. And I have no idea why this keeps happening, but it does. And I have no idea why people keep taking them out to the ramp. Oh, look at this! Inside the ring, William Hale! William Hale's going to try and take advantage here. And he's climbed the ladder. And he's going for the briefcase. A bunch of people now on the ramp. What is going on there? Dino D now could take advantage. He tosses William Hale off. And now, can he pull down the briefcase and capture it? Ricky and Robert Hall trying to stop him. Ricky at the top now with Dino D. Can he capitalize? Mason Foster trying to get rid of Rage all the way from out there. And that might be a smart strategy, but Rage didn't let it happen. Now Rage going to capitalize. No! Mason Foster counters. Can you stop going further towards the ramp? That's not helping the situation. Oh, for goodness sake. Honestly, I thought we'd have got this fixed in a year. I guess we didn't. And that's another problem that we've had to incur. They're slowly moving back towards the ring. And that's slowly brought our vision back. Trying to keep an eye on everything that's going on here. King Sam was maybe looking for the crossface chicken wing there. It won't help him too much in this match, but it definitely would have worn him down. And Ricky clears the ring using the ladder, and now might be able to climb it himself. He's already had success this month climbing ladders and bringing down briefcases. Can he do it again here? Franco the Madman Ricky climbing the ladder, trying to get the briefcase. Robert Hall and William Hale once again on the prowl, trying to make sure he doesn't get it, trying to get him off the ladder now. And Robert Hall and William Hale do the trick. And now Hale climbing to get the briefcase. Robert Hall just waiting for him to notice him. Oh, wait. Robert Hall. Oh! Code breaker off the top of the ladder. What a move by Robert Hall. And the crowd with chants of "This is awesome" as Robert Hall now climbs the ladder. And now Ricky trying to fight him off, just like he did a second ago to him. And now Franco has him down in a vulnerable position and tosses him off. Oh, and on top of Jackson, who was trying to stop him. And now he might be able to capitalize. Can he get it? Can he pull down the briefcase and earn himself a world title shot? Jackson meeting him up on the top. He wanted to wait for Jackson to get up there so he could make sure he could get rid of him. Jackson taking heavy shots, and he's down. A free ring now for Franco, the Madman Ricky. Can the Revolution Man get himself a world title opportunity and a spot on the main roster? Dino D trying to chop him down, but Robert Hall didn't see what's going on. Robert Hall's just let Ricky take it, surely. Surely now Franco the Madman Ricky's going to unhook it. This could be an historic moment. He's just trying to unhook it, and everyone looks inside because they've seen it happen. Franco the Madman Ricky is the second ever Mr. Money in the Bank. And he's got to thank Robert Hall for that. Robert Hall made a huge error. Huge error by tossing Dino D out of the ring while he was trying to get Ricky down from the ladder. He paid the price. Franco, the Madman Ricky, after earning this opportunity in a feast and fired match, is now your Mr. Money in the Bank. The Revolution Man more than likely is earning a world. He's got a world title in his hands now. A world title opportunity in his hands. And maybe one of the general managers would try and pick up Franco to sign him to the roster. But Franco the Madman Ricky, who'd have thought he would be walking out with a briefcase here tonight? What a huge win for Franco the Madman Ricky. Will he cash in next? Who knows? But it is time to move on to tonight's main event. Congratulations to Franco. It has been a crazy night, an amazing night. Oh my god, what a pay-per-view Uprising turned out to be. But we're still not done. We have one more match, and it is for the World Heavyweight Championship. Max Danger using his contractual rematch clause to take on the Wolfpac here tonight. What could be for the final time. The Danger family and Wolfpac feud has expanded over months on end. Ever since, of course, all the way back at Hellfire, where King Sam lost the title after Max Danger, who was last year's Mr. Money in the Bank, cashed in the briefcase. and became the world champion for the very first time. He'd go on to win it one more time after that, after losing it to Alex Wilson. Wilson, on a recent episode of Friday Fight Night, won it back. And now tonight, the Danger family are all in attendance, including the first ever Miss Money in the Bank, Brooke Danger, who is here tonight, accompanying her brother. No, uncle, I guess it would be. No, I think it's brother. I get the relationship mixed up sometimes. No, niece. That's what it... No. Oh, do you know what? It doesn't matter. The Danger family are here. And they're all in attendance. They've all had their own personal beef with the Wolfpac. And tonight, it could be their last attempt to spoil the Wolfpac's reigns as champions here tonight. The Wolfpac, who have dominated the world title picture for so long. 2 different holders of the world championship, or 3 different reigns. But tonight, he is here, the world heavyweight champion, led out by his leader, King Sam, who was unable to even get an attempt to climb the ladder in that Money in the Bank briefcase match. And he has lost that. It's 0-2 for the Wolfpac tonight. Not a good sign, but the Wolfpac are here in almost full force. Stephen Thomas, interestingly enough, not out here tonight. David is out here despite losing earlier on tonight. But Stephen is not out here. I have no idea why, but Stephen isn't here. But the Wolfpac are here. Leading out Alex Wilson to the ring to defend his championship. The last time Alex Wilson defended the World Heavyweight Championship, he lost it. And now he'll be hoping that history will not repeat itself as he is taking the huge gamble. Well, it's not even his choice. A contractual rematch clause for the World Heavyweight Championship as it is put back on the line. These two have collided over this title on numerous occasions. And now once again tonight they'll do the same. Max Danger in the unusual position of the challenger. The last time he was the challenger to the World Championship, like I say, he won on that occasion. And you can see him there already sending threats. He is guaranteeing that he's walking out the champ here tonight. But Alex Wilson, the champion, who is starting to get the hang of fighting him. He's used to fighting. He is confident that he can do it. He's got the whole Wolfpac in his corner this time. Something he didn't have last time these two faced off. And now can they finally put the Wolfpac and Danger family feud to an end with the World Heavyweight Championship on the line? That's what this has all been about. It's what all of these men and women have fought over for months. It's about who is the better brotherhood family, who is the better team. And it all comes down to this. The World Heavyweight Championship is back on the line. Will we be crowning a new 3-time world champion here tonight? Or will Alex continue his second reign as champion? The bell rings and away we go. At the match of the year rematch, we get to see here tonight and straight into a collar and elbow tie-up. And we've seen in the past these two needing a feeling out period early on in matches to see where they stand. And right now, Max Danger with an early advantage there out of the collar and elbow. Looking to suplex, well countered. And that's one thing you can say about these two. They know each other like the back of their hands. They have wrestled so much and so well. They know what the other is doing before they even do at times. That is how well they have come to know each other. Bitter, bitter enemies. Two men who match each other so perfectly that half the time it is too tough to call a winner. And I'm pretty sure it's 50-50 between the two now. Max Danger has won 2 World Championship matches against Wilson. And Alex Wilson has won 2 against Max Danger. This, I believe, actually is the decider between the two. So Alex Wilson, will he be able to get the equalizer? Oh, not the equalizer, but get the winning shot. Oh, God! Double boot to the face there. Beautifully done by Max Danger, lifting him up into the air. And Max doing a terrific job here. There's a suplex. Landing perfectly. The Wolfpac on one side, the rest of the Danger family on the other. And it's just interesting to see that this has reached this point where these two families are all standing on the edge of war, ready to tear each other apart for the World Championship. And that's what it is all about. The biggest prize in the business, the World Championship. The Fight Night title may be equal to the WIW Championship, but it has been defended more times. It's had more consistent champions. And it has brought us literally the best fight of season number 1. And a pretty 50-50 fight so far. Neither one of them taking a clean edge, but looking to turn the tide on that one. There's a DDT by Alex Wilson. Butterfly DDT there. And now Wilson to the top rope. Wilson not going to waste any time here to find something big if he can connect with it. Begging him back to his feet. King Sam cheering him on. King Sam very much sees him as his prodigy, as a future leader of the Wolfpac. Look at that. And now planting him down beautifully. Very big away on the corner. Taking out his frustrations on him. And these two do not like each other in the slightest. They've proven that over multiple occasions. And now Max Danger to the middle rope. What's he going to do from here? Went for the blockbuster, but well sidestepped by Alex Wilson, who follows through with a standing moonsault. These two know how to push each other to the limit. They've both beaten each other twice in world title situations. But it's a matter of who can get it done again here tonight. Both two-time world champions. The only difference between the two is that Money in the Bank that will stay on the history of Max Danger's page forever. And, oh, kick to the knee there. That gave him the separation he needed to break away from that hold, but Wilson stays on top of the situation. Oh, but well countered there by Max Danger and into an inverted DDT. Max Danger does very well to counter there. These two, that's what I'm saying, they counter so much between each other. They know each other too well. It's so hard to separate the two. And now the knee is once again being driven down by Max Danger, just trying to wear him down. And now looking for the super kick. He hasn't always been successful with these against Wilson, but from close distance, he misses. Wilson now, can he capitalize? Gets behind, double underhook, German suplex, and into the cover. Is that going to be enough? It's a 1. Alex Wilson with the counter. And a bit of a mixed reaction there from the crowd, surprisingly. Alex maybe not quite winning the crowd over, but he has done a good job there of countering. And now can he capitalize? Looking for that double underhook facebuster. Oh, into a powerbomb instead. Beautifully done there by Wilson. And now Wilson lining up in the corner, looking for a flip over DDT. Max knows how to counter these, but can he find a counter to it right now? Looking for the flip over. DDT! Perfectly done. And look at the eyes of Brooke. She can't believe it. That could be the end of this. Do we have a winner? No! 2 count. Max able to get the shoulder up. But that was worry signs. You could see it on the Danger family faces. That was almost the night over for him. Max now playing to the crowd. Again, a mixed reaction. Looks like the fans are split on who they prefer over the Danger family and the Wolfpac. Both are no strangers to doing what they have to do to get the job done. Max got caught taunting there. Wilson was able to capitalize for a second, but only for a second as he connects with the Hurricane Rana. Max and Chris, you've got to imagine what's next for them after this. Nothing else really for them. Oh, look at this. Taunting him, mocking him right in his face. Alex Wilson getting yelled at right now by Max Danger, and that just shows the venomosity between these two. Oh, but he's made to pay there for taking too long. Wilson flips in. Oh, my God. What a move by Alex Wilson. To perfection and into the cover as he retained the World Championship off of that. No, he hasn't. 2 counts. And the crowd are going nuts. But what's been an incredible World Championship match so far. They've got to be careful now, though, all the World Champions, because lurking in the ring now is a Mr. Money in the Bank, Franco the Madman Ricky. Will be watching very fondly with this matchup. And now looking for the super kick to the jaw. Got it this time. Hook of the leg. Do we have a new World Heavyweight Champion? 2 count. 1 over DDT and 1 Danger Family super kick. And neither of that has decided it. Remember, for Max Danger to win the first time around, it took 7 super kicks. Bearing in mind he missed 4 super kicks that night as well to keep him down. Alex Wilson didn't even stay down in that match. He won that encounter. And now playing to the crowd with the Wolfpac symbol. The Wolfpac for life. That bond has been so strong from the Wolfpac. And they're all out here, minus Stephen Thomas, in support of Alex Wilson. Just as the Danger family are out in support of Max. And now tossing him back into the ring is Max Danger. A matchup with so much history. And once again, these two are showing us exactly why they main event such a big show like this. It's been a crazy night of action. STC becoming the hardcore champion earlier on tonight. BJ Kidd's able to retain the Cruiserweight Championship. We crowned new tag team champions earlier on tonight in Oxley and James. The Linebacks getting help to retain their titles. But now, after all this, we could be finally crowning a new the retaining champion. He got him! Wilson only needing one cross-leg Michinoku driver. And he's done it. Alex Wilson retains the World Heavyweight Championship. That is Max Danger's rematch clause done. He is officially out of the world title picture. He could only muster one super kick, and when that didn't work, it was the cross-legged Michinoku driver that done it. The Wolfpac may not have won all night long, but that was the first Wolfpac win of the night, and it's the biggest one of them all. The World Heavyweight Championship has been retained by Alex Wilson. Max Danger and the Danger family, I don't know where they go from here. They're out of the picture, and that could be for good. But a huge win for Alex Wilson. He finally knocks off his rival, and he finally gets one up on him. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up an amazing show. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like if you did. Comment your thoughts and feelings on tonight's show. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.